Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman.
It is a great day to be alive on this Monday. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. My name is Ben Brust. I still don't have the full juice. When I say it's a great day to be alive, I believe it is. But I don't have that full, after watching the rest of the NCAA tournament over the weekend, I'm not like, it's a great day to be alive. You feel me, Kyle?
Yeah, the Badgers took away life over the weekend. I couldn't enjoy these great games that they had because these were really good NCAA basketball games.
There's some fun games.
But the Badgers sucked the life out of me because I became a big old just hater. I was hating on everybody. I want everybody else to have misery because misery loves company, and that was me.
I feel that. Brad Nortman, longtime NFL punter, Super Bowl 50 runner-up.
I would have thought all the other success of the Big Ten teams would have helped. It just hurt, guys. Seeing Iowa, Nebraska go to the Sweet 16 and Wisconsin can't. But the Badgers were sweeping up the Big Ten most of the year. And they blew it still. I'm right there with you. I was numb to it Thursday, Friday. I thought, by the weekend, I'll be over it. No, still not over it.
Alex Strouf is running the show. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talk and Text line. Lists is more. Of course, YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Mattis is where you can see us, interact with us there as well. And the ESPN Wisconsin app. So the phases happened each and every day of holy crap. There was no it got better. Here's why. On Thursday, we were at Christie's Landing in Madison. Great environment. We all were on the air together at 2 o'clock till 3 o'clock, which was basically like us living through the second half and the ultimate failure of the team. It turned into a sad post-game show. And then on Friday, you see more Big Ten teams having success. And then I wake up on Saturday. I see a graphic on Twitter. Said, did your team make it into the second round of the NCAA tournament? And it was all 1 through 5 seeds. And there was a big green circle around it. Said yes. And then there was a lonely bubble of the only 5 seed or better that did not win, and that was Wisconsin.
I agreed.
So then I was like, why are you doing this to me? I'm trying to get over this. I went on a date night on Saturday.
Cool.
That's fun.
It's not that cool. It's really just, it was
fun. That's much needed.
Yeah,
Cool.
much needed.
Distraction. Cool.
The distraction was great until we got back and I was on the couch and I couldn't do it. I got a little shut-eye instead of watching High Point, Arkansas.
Oh, you ignored the game
I couldn't
completely?
do it. I couldn't do it. I felt like you, Kyle. I felt like you.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't stomach this.
Yeah.
I actually had a bet on the over for the game, and it was one of those where you just
It hit for sure, right?
It hit, and I didn't care. I was one of those I think it's gonna hit because of Arkansas scores a bunch. High Point's gonna chuck threes. If it hits, it hits, and I couldn't do it. I got a little shut-eye, and then I woke up on the couch still, and I had an opportunity to continue to watch the end. I tossed on The Office.
At
At
least that won't disappoint.
No, I just said I needed to, and then I woke up Sunday, and then we see in all of this as well, Nebraska on Saturday, Iowa on Sunday in my face, beating a number 1 seed. And then we all know now that Iowa, who hadn't made a Sweet 16 under the head coach Fran McCaffrey, who was there since I committed to Iowa, decommitted, he was the coach. He was there for 10 years, essentially. He didn't make a Sweet 16. Their head coach comes in from Division II.
1 year.
Beats Florida.
1 year.
Nebraska hadn't won an NCAA tournament game.
Ever.
One of those two teams will be in the Elite Eight. So tell me how, throughout the weekend, that it could have possibly got easier to get over what was the 5-12 upset that the Badgers went through? Am I missing anything? Like from a day-to-day standpoint of how it just continued to pile on? Because it felt like I was just a punching bag to the NCAA tournament of reminding me of us being at Christie's Landing on Thursday. 800-990-3776 is the Carbos Talk text line. That's how great the weekend was, everyone.
Yeah, I'm really no better either. It's hard to take any joy in this tournament, at least for the first weekend, without the Badgers playing in it over the weekend. I think maybe by the time we get to next weekend, maybe I'll be over it. Thank goodness it's Brewers opening week on Thursday, because that'll help a lot. But it seemed to me like a trend throughout the teams that are winning throughout the tournament, right? If you have really good coaching and you have a really good NIL, you're winning games, right? You're at least getting to the game, round of 32, maybe even the Sweet 16. Those are the two things that I see as trends. You got really good coaching and you have really good NIL. Well, my belief going into the tournament was Wisconsin had that. Like, I believe in Greg Gard. I think he's a really good coach. He's done a lot of good regular season stuff, so he should be able to get over the hump. And NIL, I think the Badger basketball team has employed finances better than the Wisconsin football team, I think yielding to more ongoing success. You have those things, and the Badgers still don't do it. High Point, fun story, I get that, but there's really no reason, zero reason why the Badgers choked the way they did and weren't playing against Arkansas. And then, however, end up against Arkansas, sure, whatever. Right? That's a really good team. They got NBA players on that squad. But man, the fact that you had your heart ripped out while every other top seed almost across the board at least won their first game and success.
Ben just told you the stat.
I was thinking of like Florida losing to Iowa.
1 through 5 made it out the first round. There was only one person, one team out of all those teams, out of 20 teams, because I'm not a mathematician, but 5 times 4 is 20.
It's 20.
Only one team failed to make it out the first round.
Why us? Why?
Well, because we're not good enough.
Snake bit.
And for me, I went from being just hurt and upset to all of a sudden becoming salty and just becoming a bad person. Right?
Bitter.
I'm bitter. That's it. Because I'm sitting there, I'm watching Arkansas versus High Point, and I'm just hoping and I'm praying for a High Point to win because misery loves company. When I'm watching Nebraska versus Vandy, I'd be danged if Nebraska makes it to their first Sweet 16. Meanwhile, my team ain't seen the Sweet 16 since I was in my mid to late 20s. I'm damn near in my mid to late 30s at this point.
No, you're in your late 30s.
Okay, thanks, Ben. Thanks. And so I'm sitting here upset, and then I realize it turns into anger because, as Ben just mentioned, then we had to watch not only Nebraska take care of business and close out a better team, we had to watch Iowa. Did y'all see that?
That was the one.
That game was
the one.
Did you see the level of execution that Iowa had? Watching them inbound the ball, move the ball, and find it that quickly to the corner and make the shot. And I'm sitting here saying, we couldn't even get a damn shot off, or at least it got blocked. And then we couldn't catch the ball. I'm just thinking to myself, you know what? This is on Greg Gard. Now I'm mad at Greg Gard. Greg Gard, at first I said, well, he was able to change things up. The team was competing. The hell with that, because the regular season doesn't mean diddly squat poo. The Wisconsin Badgers haven't had this type of drought of not making it to the Sweet 16 in 20-plus years. Since the Badgers made it back to the NCAA tournament in 1993-94 season, they have never gone this long without making a Sweet 16 run.
Oh, wow.
So this is terrible. We have gone 8 seasons now, 8 seasons without making it to the damn Sweets. Or damn, was it 9? It's 9.
16, 17.
It's just bad. And so at this point, Greg Gard should be on the hot seat. Like Wisconsin and Chris McIntosh, which good luck with Chris McIntosh, they have to decide what is the standard for Wisconsin basketball. Is the standard just being a good regular season team? Oh, we competed in the Big Ten. Congratulations. Well, guess what? Iowa did worse than you did in the Big Ten, and where did they end up? Further than you. UCLA did worse than you did in the Big Ten, and where did they end up? Further than you. And so at the end of the day, I'm sick of just thinking about the regular season. I need a postseason run because it has been entirely too long since this team has made a postseason run. So for me, Greg Gard, listen, he is a good coach. He is. But as Ben just pointed out to, Iowa ain't never did nothing in their career. And as Fran McCaffrey ain't never did nothing as a coach at Iowa. They fire him. And you're telling me in a year later, they're getting results better than us. Granted, not during the regular season, but they're getting better results in the NCAA tournament.
They were like the only team that really stood out in terms of there was a huge upset. There were upsets.
Yeah, it was
but
a huge
this
upset.
It's the
Maybe
biggest
the defending
upset.
national champion, and they did it in fashion where the defending national champion was able to take the lead, right? You had to cut it back. You had to come back, and they executed so well. And we watched the Badgers poop down their leg and fail to execute at the end of the game, and I expect more from the Wisconsin Badgers and Greg Gard. That's why Greg Gard is officially on the hot seat.
You know why I'm not holding my breath on any sort of hot seat for Greg Gard? Because Luke Fickell still has a job. If Luke Fickell is able to do his 3 seasons and not have any sort of stress, then Greg Gard is far from on the hot seat.
He's far from the hot seat in the fact that they still are a program in which they were a 5 seed. Now, the results matter in the tournament. There's no defending the results the last 3 years, and I know you said your statistic. I guess you'd almost have to put it is 4 years of not making the Sweet 16, because again, what happened?
4. It's been
no. In a row, in a row.
Oh, because they missed they missed the tournament.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So
they missed the tournament.
I know, but I'm almost looking at as well as in the NIL era. Now.
Since they pivoted.
Since they've pivoted to
After
the faster
NIT.
pace in the NIL era, bringing in Storr, bringing in Tanjay, bringing in Boyd, and others of the like. This is year 3 of that.
Yeah. So how many years did we get? Because Iowa got 1 in.
Yeah, but you could look at a bunch of other teams and say the same thing of how much Indiana spent $34 million and didn't make the tournament.
Yeah, that's true. Arkansas, this is Calipari's second or third.
I got to believe it's going to be harder next year than it would be this year, because at least you had Winter and Blackwell returning. All you had to do is kind of fill with Boyd. What this roster looks like next year, I don't know.
Again, I don't know the money situation. That's the hard part about what we have to discuss is the finance part of this is wild, isn't it? You can't just be I
wish I was rich.
Year over year, this guy is going to develop. I believe in what I saw from him, and last year I couldn't fathom it. The idea that I saw a post from Nolan Winter looked like he was at signing day in high school. He was a sophomore.
He wasn't signed 11 and 10.
He re-signed to go to the Badgers. What? I was like,
you're already
what
here.
A world! What am I looking at? I guess. Glad to have you back because you signed a bigger contract. I mean, and that's why I think a lot of people get frustrated as well, is because expectations are going to get heightened because it's not the same as it was. You're paying players for results, and I will say, you saw how hard, Kyle, that the team took it. That I like, but it doesn't change anything. I like that Gard and the players felt this connected. But if you're seeing them be this connected, that's where I was telling you guys, I think there's something deeper here from a team standpoint, a buy-in standpoint, and I think that's what made this hurt more for me, because I could sort of feel that this thing had potential to do something special because of the buy-in from players and coaches towards the ultimate goal. But all that is just a bunch of crap out of my mouth now.
And I have concerns going forward now, because in the same way the football program had momentum when Fickell showed up, you would think, man, they're going to strike while the iron is hot. Optimism is high. NIL money's going to flow in. It didn't happen. And you've got bad performances on the field. And it's the same way with the basketball program now. Obviously, they did a lot of, pounding the pavement in order to get a lot of NIL money in there, paying guys like Boyd and Blackwell and Winter and all that kind of stuff. But the problem is, how many times can you keep on going back to the NIL well, asking people for
every
more money,
time,
but expect different results?
I'm be honest.
Listen, if I was
I said the same thing about football. I was like, could you imagine being hey, I need money for this guy. 4 wins?
If I'm an NIL donor, which I gave my $7, if we remember correctly, from that bet that we did. If I'm an NIL donor,
did you get a thank you note from them?
I would. What's that?
Did you get a thank you note from them?
I got a generated thank you email. I'm sure it was not personalized. With the results I'm seeing in both basketball and football, most of these guys are businessmen. How can I, as a businessman, look at the results on the field or the court and say, yeah, this is deserving of more of my investment?
Well,
that's the problem.
They should be happy I ain't rich, because if I was rich, I would be powerful, rich, and wealthy, and I would say, "Oh, how much money?" I said, "Greg, I need you to come to my office. We need to talk. I'm gonna give you the money, but y'all gonna have to fill me in on what the game plan is because
GM Kyle strikes again.
Don't let
Moneybags, Kyle.
Let me be able to buy a couple players.
It's funny to see Kyle pretend to be with money. See how I've never seen him lean back in a chair like he's somebody before his life.
Let me get rich.
Big gas.
I promise you, I would have Greg Gard.
He did the step into my office.
Oh no, I wouldn't be like what's our boy name who got all the money? Who's Homer friend who Ted Kellner. Don't let me be Ted Kellner. Don't let me, because I would not.
I have a pretty good feeling that you're not going to be.
I would tell Luke Fickell straight up, you owe me thousands of dollars for gas money for sending my plane to go get your broke ass. That's what I would tell him. With these results, I sent my private jet to go get you for 4 wins. 5 wins, that's terrible. I'm telling you, they would hate me, but they wouldn't have no choice.
They had no choice but to. Oh, Kyle, don't worry. Your ROI next year is going to be the best.
I say, show me the players. I'm going to say, where's the suburban kid that do nothing but shoot threes, Greg? Where is he at? Where's the Ben Brust at? That's all I want. I want the boy shooting.
He would probably say we need a little better than Ben in this era right now.
I want some athletes. We was watching Utah State. They jumping out the gym. How them Mormons got more jumpers than we got? They jumping out the gym down there in Utah.
Because they didn't recruit Mormons.
I guess Utah State don't. They say
they were looking to
BYU do that.
Come to Mormon country.
Yeah,
that's how significant that NIL is.
Man, listen. If it was me, I'd have a whole plan. Never mind. Let me stop. Because money go a long way to make sure these recruiting trips is fun.
Yes, Alex Strouf.
Kyle, if you approached Luke Fickell and said, you owe me thousands of dollars for picking up, and I quote, your broke ass, end quote, you would be saying that to a man who has already made over $21 million as the head coach of Wisconsin.
Guess what?
That's pocket change to big money Kyle.
Yeah, well, if I had Ted Kellner money, $21 million.
At the end of this season, it'll be $28 million.
Listen.
Actually closer to 29.
Do you realize the people who are donating make more money than that?
Well, I understand that.
Yeah. So
relatively a broke boy in comparison.
What does that make you?
Oh, in real life?
That's correct.
Oh, I'm a
Bezos.
Nobody. Yeah, I'm a little ant. I am. What's smaller than an ant? Microscopic. That's what I am.
You're dust.
Yeah, this is why. And Luke, this is my issue that I have with the folks like Luke Fickell who get upset and all of a sudden talk to broadcasters about how podcasters, quote unquote, Brad Nortman is talking about how they're not recruiting the state of Wisconsin. Bro, just look at your bank account. Even though I'm sure Brad got some money too, but look at your bank account. Who cares what
Fickell money?
We all know that, but dude, you're rich. Who cares? You're rich. You're coaching. You're living out your dream. Who cares what I have to say? But instead, they get all sensitive.
That was still so crazy. And then he changed his route to then focus on in-state guys anyway.
Yep. Now we're gonna build the wall. Yep. It took Brad Nortman a little bit of the Barry Alvarez show. I was hearing some things from.
You're welcome, high school players in the state of Wisconsin.
Thank you, Bradley Nortman.
Thank you, Brad.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brad. Hey, by the way, Brad was right about a lot of things. Even something from 2023. Is that true? 2023?
2023.
We're going to take a trip down memory lane from 2023. How different things could have been if Brad Nortman and even Alex Strouf, if they were making decisions for Brian Gutekunst. Can't believe that sentence just came out of my mouth. If Brad Nortman or Alex Strouf were making decisions instead of Brian Gutekunst, the Packers would probably be in better shape today than they are right now. Wow. That's the best tease I've ever had.
This is Kyle, Brust and Nortman, KBN.
I can't believe she delegated the week.
I can't believe Brad just called my woman a cat.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. On this show, it's always football season.
I'm not overly concerned because it seems as if Green Bay's not overly concerned.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Everybody over there feels like this team was there. We got short-circuited with injuries. We have the right staff, we have the right people, and we have the right players. We just need to stay healthy, and we'll be champions.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Strouf. A couple of months ago, I knew one thing for sure. I had the girl. What I didn't know was what came next. Luckily, a friend of mine told me about the team at Robert Hack Diamonds and the job they do, getting you from knowing you have the girl to down on one knee. I had never been through this process before buying an engagement ring. I had an idea of what she wanted. She'd sent me pictures of some hints and some ideas, but I wanted it to be special and different, and that's where Robert Hack Diamonds came in. They created my fiance's dream ring, and it made that moment, that yes, that much more special. So if you, like me, know you've got the girl, but don't really know what comes next, go see the team at Robert Hack Diamonds. 3 locations in the Milwaukee area, 1 in Greenfield, where I went, and 2 in Brookfield, north and south. Their custom jewelry is made on site, lab-grown options, natural diamond options, and all the in-betweens. Stop in today or visit them online, roberthackdiamonds.com. That's Robert Hack, H-A-A-C-K, diamonds.com. And after you get that yes, like me, you'll say, heck yeah, thanks to Robert Hack Diamonds.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
One of the most important concepts in sports is don't drop the ball. Are you dropping the ball with your estate plan? When was it last updated? Have you even done one at all? It's ESPN Wisconsin's Jason Wilde for Walney Legal Group. There's a lot at stake for you and your family when it comes to wills, trusts, probate, and elder planning. At Walney Legal, that's all they do. Tailored documents. No confusing legal jargon. Just thoughtful guidance. Do the blocking and tackling to protect your family. Start a conversation today at walneylegal.com.
Don't miss a moment of the basketball tournament action this March at 3rd Street Market Hall. Home to your one-stop, must-stop viewing destination, 3rd Street Market Hall has over 20 locally owned food vendors, a self-serve beer wall with 24 beers on tap, over 50 HD TVs, and of course, game day specials. It's the perfect place to work remotely or catch a game between meetings or over lunch. 3rd Street Market Hall is the downtown home to basketball this March.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. If 2025 didn't go exactly as planned, you're not alone. You made it through, and that's what counts. Now it's time for taxes, and for a lot of people, that's when the stress kicks in, especially if things got messy along the way. The good news? A rough year doesn't mean a ruined future. We helped Nate fix a tax mess with the IRS created by one of those national firms and saved him $103,000 in penalties, plus another $150,000 in taxes, because we know the tax law. Imagine walking into tax season with a plan, clarity, and someone in your corner who knows the tax law and knows how to use it. You earned it, we help you keep it. Call us now at 414-325-2040 to arrange a meeting to see how we can help you. Don't wait, call now. That's 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Kyle, Wallace, Ben Brust, Brad Nortman. That's the K, the B, and the N. I'm the B. Alex Strouf is running the show.
Thanks, B.
800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talk and Text line. List is more. YouTube, you can see us at ESPN Milwaukee, at ESPN Madison. And, of course, download, listen anytime, anywhere on the ESPN Wisconsin app. Jackson Smith-Njigba, who won the NFL Offensive Player of the Year for the Seattle Seahawks, the Super Bowl champs, has agreed to a historic $168.6 million contract extension, the highest paid wide receiver in NFL history. And I do think we overblow this a little bit. Like, obviously the cap's going up, so like everything's going to break. Like, I feel like this is going to happen a lot as the NFL keeps hiring their cap, but it's still a lot of money for a wide receiver. That's like a $42 million average per year with $120 million guaranteed. Damn,
Ooh, that's a whole lot.
That's
of
a
money.
whole lot of. That's a whole lot of money.
$120 million guaranteed to catch a ball.
He's really good at it.
No, he's
and separating, and
I mean, he only had one like incredible season.
Yeah, but you could see there.
No. He's still young.
He finally got a decent quarterback.
And he finally became the guy. They got rid of the other people around him.
DK and
Tyler Lockett.
Well, he was old and didn't want to get hit. Regardless. Let's take a trip down memory lane, shall we? Two guys on this very show were running an ESPN Madison draft special where you could hear their insights. We put our best ball knowers on these shows. You know, Alex Strouf is leading it. Brad Nortman's a part of the show. I guess put an ant for Tarek Saleh and an ant for Derek Engler.
Do we not like them?
No, I love them, but all they do is laugh after everything Barry Alvarez says on the Barry Alvarez show because they know where their butter is bread.
What's your
where our bread is buttered. Look at it. Oh, Barry. So, let's take a listen to Alex Strouf and Brad Nortman during the 2023 NFL Draft. You can see it on YouTube as well.
All right, so just to recap, my favorite prospect in the draft, Christian Gonzalez, the cornerback from Oregon,
ball knower,
is available. Let's take some stabs at it. Brad Nortman, I'll start with you.
I'm going to go with Jackson Smith and Jigba. This is the guy that all along I thought would be the best pick for them.
Yeah.
Everything about what I hear is just he's going to be an elite NFL receiver and just give Jordan Love more weapons, more wide receivers, everything that you can do to help him feel comfortable.
Alex Strouf and Brad Nortman had two guys that were playing in the Super Bowl last year, the best lockdown corner in the NFL right now in Christian Gonzalez, and the best wide receiver last year. I mean, he's, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. You still have unbelievable wide receivers, but JSN was awesome last year with Sam Darnold. So, yeah.
You know what?
What does that make you think?
I'm just a guy who could punt a football and now talking into a microphone, trying to, purport.
Wait, we forgot to mention the Packers took Lukas Van Ness in this very draft with the 13th overall pick.
This was immediately, this conversation, I remember it distinctly, took place immediately after Detroit drafted Jahmyr Gibbs, ended up being a pretty darn good pick for them, 12th overall, and Strouf and I were gearing up for who are the Packers going to take. Packers are on the clock. Who do you want it to be? And as we said, Jackson Smith and Jigba was available. Christian Gonzalez was available. Even Jack Campbell, linebacker for Detroit, was available. I mean, there's so many guys on the line, I'm not going to list them. There are tons. The back half of that draft, Will McDonald, the D-end. If you wanted the D-end, the Jets got him, and he's a stud D-end.
With the swap pick from the Jets that gave you number 13.
That's right. So I am some punter that just doesn't even know the first thing about evaluating top-tier talent. And you might need to give yourself some more credit here.
Well, you don't have to shoot yourself down.
I guess I was able to be a part of some great teams and some great receivers.
There
and
we go.
Even I had eyes to see that Christian Gonzalez, like Strouf's pick, or Jackson Smith and Jigba. My guy during that draft, it was an easy money home run. I've retired the phrase easy money after getting all my Packers bets cooked. But that was easy money because the reality is this is why we can and should be so hard on Lukas Van Ness. When you have the 13th overall pick, it's usually very, very clear. It's very hard to get it wrong. And these were two obvious choices that looked like they were bound to be NFL studs. And that's exactly who they ended up being that the Packers had available. Not only great when it comes to on-the-field talent, but great when it comes to fits. And Goody, sometimes they need to be the smartest man in the room. Sometimes they need to go with upside and not with a home run bet that you know can step in and be great. He messed it up at the 13th overall pick. When the Packers pick 26th or 30th or 24th, it's like, okay, I mean, maybe the top tier guys are gone. At 13th, there's no excuse. Top tier guys were there. I saw it. Alex Strouf saw it.
Even Alex Strouf, who thinks Jordan Morgan's going to be a Pro Bowler next year, saw Christian Gonzalez.
Tell me why I have a better track record in the first round than Brian Gutekunst.
I can't.
Join the club.
Me and Goody have agreed on 3 first-round picks during his tenure. We agreed on Jair Alexander the first year.
That's a good one.
We agreed on Jordan Love in 2020. We agreed on
Believe it or not, I have video and audio evidence that Strouf was high on Jordan Love for as much as I want to rip on him for it. I can't.
And Matthew Golden last year. Those are the 3 picks we've agreed on in the first round.
And those 3 are all going to be great.
They're going to be his best 3.
Mm-hmm.
Other than
so
Jordan
who do you like this year?
You didn't agree on Jordan Morgan.
No, first round pick.
That's okay.
But that's okay for Micah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
What's so crazy is Lukas Van Ness, he never started a game at Iowa. He was a rotational guy. He never even started a game.
You should have been better. You should have been better. You should have known Goody's track record wouldn't be to pick the established guys.
Yeah, Rashawn Gary was an underperformer at Michigan when they drafted him. That was
correct.
One of the things.
He would think he was like a top 10 high school recruit.
I think he was the number one defensive lineman or defensive player, one of the two in the country, I believe, coming out that year. And he underperformed in college, and for some reason the Green Bay Packers still drafted him thinking that they could develop him. Now, Rashawn Gary did develop into a contributing NFL player, but definitely not something you expect from, I believe, a top 12 pick overall in the NFL draft. And so when we heard this Lukas Van Ness draft pick, where we all kind of scratched our heads saying, okay, what does he know that we don't?
I literally couldn't talk about Lukas Van Ness' production the next day on these airwaves across ESPN Wisconsin. Greg Scalzo and I spent the entire time talking about his dad tapped his girlfriend's butt twice.
Yeah. But the production was
not a great
how
start.
we replayed what the conversation. One of us was Lukas Van Ness and one of us was Lukas Van Ness' dad, because that's something you got to talk about. You got to say, hey, Dad, you can't be tapping my girlfriend's butt on national television.
Yeah, I wish there was more to talk about Lukas Van Ness a couple of years later.
And I was going to say, that still might be the highlight of Lukas Van Ness.
And his failures are what have set the Green Bay Packers back.
I mean, imagine if the Packers would have gotten Christian Gonzalez, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. You're talking about a team that is, maybe they're not 100% Super Bowl caliber, but that's a huge void.
I mean, that cornerback room right now is trash buckets.
It changes the trajectory of where this team goes, because especially on this defense, especially when Michael was healthy, with Christian Gonzalez, that is a solidify throughout the entire season a top 5 defense, because now you have a lockdown corner to go along with.
Corner, safety, some linebackers you believe in.
Yeah, you have
all world defensive end in Micah Parsons, with plus some other pieces you've added. It makes the pressing need to add more people around Micah easier, because you're not spending as much time to think about that cornerback position over the last 2 years. So unfortunately, this is going to get worse, because Kyle is a scholar, and he read something on the internet that is an approved website, not some fan blog that Kyle may run into about his Green Bay Packers. Goody's drafting history was ranked amongst all GMs by a prestigious economic study from a university. We're going to explain how Goody ranks in the drafting world. I want to leave that to everyone's imagination, but I guess you can now guess what Ivy League school during the break, and we'll reveal these results of where Goody is ranked drafting players for the Green Bay Packers. Brad was right. JSN would have been a guy. Strouf was right. Christian Gonzalez would have been a guy. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
I don't value that.
You don't
value much.
You don't.
That's not true.
No, that's true.
That's true.
You guys are coming at me a little too much.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
All right, Wisconsin, Josh DiMaggio here, and you know it's tournament time, and Wanna Parlay is where players go to win. If you're building brackets and backing your picks, now you've got even more ways to cash in, and with brand new alternative lines on Wanna Parlay. More control, more strategy, bigger upside. And don't forget, the world's richest parlay is waiting. Download Wanna Parlay in the App Store today and use code JGC for a 100% deposit match for up to $250. Don't just watch it, play it with the world's richest parlay, Wanna Parlay.
Spring is here, and living with your old, drafty, foggy, dirty, hard to open, bad windows is no longer an option. You deserve better windows and doors. At Siding Unlimited, we install top-of-the-line wood, vinyl, and fiberglass windows with options to fit your style, color, and design choices. Built for energy efficiency, installed by our professional craftsmen at Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited. Experience, integrity, craftsmanship. Visit sidingunlimited.com today.
It's time for the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart, located at 16th and National in Milwaukee. National Liquor Mart is packed with deals for all your beverage needs, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily.
In Game 2 of their West Coast road trip, the Bucks came away with a narrow 108-105 victory over the Phoenix Suns. Ryan Rollins did it all, putting up 26 points along with 10 rebounds and 7 assists. Here's what head coach Doc Rivers had to say about getting a big team win.
I just thought it was a team win. Everybody kind of pitched in. I thought Kuz had a fantastic first half. I thought Ryan was consistent. And then I thought everybody like Jericho and Miles rebounding, and they're big They were big at the basket. I thought really helped us.
The Bucks will continue their West Coast road trip tonight with a matchup against the LA Clippers. I'm Will Summers.
This has been the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart.
Look, it's Jake from our store in Kenosha.
Hi, Monica. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Rick.
Your email said you had a big surprise.
Look and tell me what you see.
Wow, I see 9 perfect examples of the classic diamond solitaire engagement ring.
They're gorgeous.
These rings are exactly what people imagine when they hear the words engagement ring.
Monica, do you think it will always be like that?
Evermore.
That long?
And each of these is 3/4 of a carat.
$998.
Unbelievable. So how much do we sell them for?
That is how much we sell them for.
Can we do that?
We're the largest employee-owned jewelry company in America, Rick. We can do anything we want.
But for how long?
Evermore.
People can choose any of the 9 most popular style solitaires, 3/4 of a carat, and each of them was created in the heart of a miniature star.
5 different diamond shapes, 2 colors of gold. Evermore, just $998.
Or $14.98 with 1 carat diamond center with diamonds on the side.
Learn more at KesslersDiamonds.com.
I'm not against shopping online. In fact, you can check out our huge selection at BurkhardtSportingGoods.com. But when you're ready to buy, Burkhardt should be your only stop. Because here, you can grab hold of the Midwest's largest selection of baseball bats, gloves, and equipment, and take all the swings you need in our indoor batting cages to make sure you buy the right bat. And when you buy your new mitt, we'll steam and custom fit it for you right on the spot. This is Brian Burkhardt, and when you love baseball and softball like we do,
You can't beat Burkhardt.
if you're in charge of uniforms and equipment, you want to get the most value for your team's budget. You want the most for your money, and you want the process to be easy. Because you already have enough on your plate. We get it. Burkhardt Sporting Goods Team Outfitting Division is the best you'll find. With an abnormally high customer satisfaction rate and our own silk screening and embroidery facility for quality control. So if you want the highest quality team outfitting and incredible service,
You can't beat Burkhardt.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
A quick update, because this is what we're getting to somewhat soon here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. The Brewers have announced their probable starters for the first turn through the rotation per.
All right, let's hear it, baby.
Kurt Hogue. Obviously been announced. The Miz will be on the mound for opening day.
Throwing gas.
Chad Patrick on Saturday after the day off.
All right, the young kids.
Brandon Sproat.
All right, the new kid.
The new kid.
On the block. Da-da-da-da-da.
What about another new kid?
Are you talking about Kyle?
Kyle Harrison.
All right. Oh my gosh. He's a lefty too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And then Woody against the Rays on
Woody
the 31st.
Is Woody going to be ready to go?
According to the probable starters report.
So that would be next week. Woody pitching next week already?
That would be on Monday the 31st. Hang on, let me just go. I got a calendar right here.
He's the fifth starter that you said, right?
Well, the day off, Tuesday the 31st.
Wow. Look at that. This is a brand new rotation from last year. These
I know. It's
4 to 5.
By the way, there still could be 10 starters before the end of April with the depth that the Brewers have. Just a couple injuries as well, some inflammation, some stuff going on, Logan Henderson, etc. But that is why that they moved on from Freddie, because they felt really good about how deep their pitching staff is.
What's up with Quinn Priester?
Injured right now.
It might be bad.
Oh.
Yeah, it might be bad.
Like all year bad?
I don't think.
Well, depending on if it becomes nagging, it could be bad.
Okay.
He has tingling in like his hands. I believe it happened during
tingling.
Yeah, they don't think it's gonna be.
What are you, a doctor now?
No, I read about it. I was very shocked.
It's an injured nerve.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And so it's and
causing pain in the right wrist and arm.
He felt tingling last year, pitched through it, and then they off-season rested, and then all of a sudden he felt it again, and so they're very nervous.
The AI overview would say that they are optimistic he can return without a lengthy absence. So you take AI versus Kyle for what it's worth on the Quinn Priester nerve damage.
Y'all know me. When I speak.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling
you. Kyle's voice gets real steady.
Because we always know you're the guy that stands on business here more than anybody.
Okay, I know. Okay.
So That being said, I do want to get to the Milwaukee Brewers a little bit later in this program, but we just went through how Brad Nortman and Alex Strouf back in 2023 on a live draft show had JSN and Christian Gonzalez as their guys. And obviously the Packers went with Lukas Van Ness. Kyle, being the brainiac that he is, stumbled upon a study.
I sure did. I studied.
You didn't study crap.
I stumbled upon.
You're stumbling right now
study.
your words.
I sure did. It came from a Yale economics professor, and it had to do with the Green Bay Packers and how they rank with draft classes. Now, y'all know we've been very upset with Goody about these draft classes, and our eyes tell us that he's not a very good drafter. But now, the Yale professor is also telling us that what our eyes are seeing is correct. Since Goody became the general manager of the Green Bay Packers rank 28th in production from the draft classes from Goody. Now, some of the categories that they look at and they evaluate are these good draft classes. They look at how many first-team All-Pros do you have, how many Pro Bowlers do you have, and do you all realize since Goody took over in 2018 in the first round, do y'all, and just the total draft, in that time span, the Green Bay Packers are one of 5 teams that are yet to draft a first-team All-Pro. The Packers have not drafted one first-team All-Pro under Goody. Not a single one. Not a single difference maker at that level.
How many second-team All-Pros?
No, you do have Jair Alexander, who was a second-team All-Pro, so he obviously was
Rashawn Gary got a Pro Bowl.
No. All-Pro and Pro Bowl are 2 different things. One's for funsy, one's for real. And he got the for funsies one, okay? That's what it is. But then on top of that, they evaluate how many Pro Bowlers do you have. Now, you would think the Green Bay Packers during the last 8 years, who he drafted, not who he signed, who he drafted a lot of Pro Bowlers. Nope. 5 Pro Bowlers in 8 drafts. 5 Pro Bowlers in 0 All-Pros in 8 drafts. It didn't go that deep.
Rashawn Gary.
Glad you took the time to figure out the 5 Pro Bowlers.
But I can. Rashawn
sounds like we could have done this over/under on Thursday. Who are the 5 Pro Bowlers that Goody drafted?
It'd be tough to find. Jair Alexander. It would obviously be Elton Jenkins. It would be our boy Rashawn Gary. It would be, I'm trying to think on the defensive line. Is any Kenny Clark?
Kenny Clark. Yep.
He didn't draft Kenny Clark.
Why is nobody?
No, that was drafted Ted Thompson.
Who are the Packers Pro Bowlers since 2018? Goodness gracious.
Who else is there another offensive lineman that he drafted that became a Pro Bowler?
I mean, Zach Tom never was.
Maybe Josh Meyer got some fake Pro Bowler. Who knows? Pro Bowl.
All right. I have all the Pro Bowlers since 2018.
So, we had with Sean Gary, Elton Jenkins.
But it needs to be who he drafted. 19, there was a lot of them, but he didn't draft any of them. It was Devontae, Bakhtiari, Kenny Clark, Aaron Rodgers, and obviously they signed Zadarius Smith. This is just a draft study that Kyle found. The next year they had 7. Tay,
2020,
Jair, Bakhtiari, Elton Jenkins, Aaron Jones.
He didn't draft Aaron Jones.
He did not draft Aaron Jones. That was Ted Thompson as well. Where he went with three running backs.
Rodgers, Zadarius. Wow. I think it's some players twice.
Maybe it might be that.
Rashawn Gary, Kenny Clark got 3.
My whole point is this:
that's it.
If the Green Bay Packers are in the current state that they are,
but no, Kenny wasn't him.
He was not him. So the Green Bay Packers are in the current state they are simply because of the lack of being able to draft by Goody. Now he's made up for some of those lack of drafting with the great free agent signings that we saw. You just mentioned some Zadarius Smith, Preston Smith as well. Adrian Amos were all guys that he was able to sign. Xavier McKinney, Josh Jacobs. So he was able to make up for some of those drafts. But the reason why the Packers have not won a Super Bowl,
you want to be able to sign and draft together.
And that is the key thing. And his failure to do that is the reason why the Green Bay Packers, when they had Aaron Rodgers, weren't able to get over the hump because his unwillingness to give him some weapons on the offensive side of the football, whether it was drafting early or whether it was signing guys early, he was not willing to do that. And now you compound that with all the swings and misses that he has in the first round, where we're talking about a Lukas Van Ness, where we're talking about the fact that is Jordan Morgan finally going to step up. We're asking why Matthew Golden wasn't utilized. So when you have all these misses in the first round, where those are the rounds that you are going to find those Pro Bowlers, those are the rounds that you're going to find those future All-Pros, he has failed in those rounds, and that is why the Packers have been unable to get over the hump. That's why I think it's so significant when you look at this report from Yale University, from the Journal Sentinel article. The Packers have failed simply because of Goody. And if you look at it, I don't know if Goody should have got the extension because I don't think he actually earned the extension. I'm looking at this and I'm saying, you know what? Matt LaFleur has made more with less.
Dr. Kyle Wallace from Chris and MKE.
Yeah,
Professor Kyle?
I was a
Okay, no. That's going to hurt your resume here.
I taught classes.
You taught walking, fitness for life classes.
I taught fitness for life. I taught youth sport class. I taught a physical education in.
How do you teach youth sport class to an adult?
You teach students how to work with the youth, the importance of how to train
You're teaching the teachers.
I'm teaching the students.
That were...
The
want to be
college
coaches?
Who want? They was part of the program.
What are your qualifications?
Excuse me, I coached one. I actually coached first and foremost Whitefish Bay. Shout out to Whitefish Bay, winning the boys and girls state championship. The year I coached at Whitefish Bay in basketball. The year I coached. What
do you know about basketball?
I just said shout out to them.
You said shout out to them, not shout out to me for the contributions that I had.
Let me finish. The year I coached at Whitefish Bay as the defensive backs coach, we had the best defensive back in the country. Excuse me, in the state. He won the best defensive back award in the state.
Cool.
Jason Weber, thank you very much.
So you're taking credit for him.
Yeah, he attributes you for
sure is. And then on top of that, I also coached a team that I was part of the team that went to the state semifinals and we lost to Waunakee in overtime.
Wow.
Who went
You missed your calling.
No, I did.
What you could have been as a coach.
I tried to tell y'all I could have been a coach. I could have been a GM, but I chose to be with y'all. You're welcome.
Wow. How lucky are we?
So
Very
lucky.
How lucky
Even
are
though
we?
Strouf and Strouf are the ones that projected JSN and Christian Gonzalez over LVN, and I don't even hear what you liked that year.
And I
probably like some bum.
I promise you.
You probably liked LVN.
I promise y'all this. If I was a GM of the Green Bay Packers, it wouldn't be 28th. Tell you that much. It's hard to do that. Y'all know how hard it is?
That's bad. Especially for a draft and develop
especially for somebody that just got extended.
It still have a job. Typically, guys who draft this poorly don't have jobs. But simply because of Aaron Rodgers and him being that dang good, and Matt LaFleur being a really good coach and coaching of Jordan Love, has saved the ass of Goody. I'm telling y'all this right now. 28th is bad. Really bad.
Yeah, I think simple math would say 28 out of 32 teams is really, really bad.
But then on top of that, we saw this last year, the lack of production out of the draft class was also probably contributed to the fact the Packers not having depth.
That makes me feel like I need to go down to the Nortman fridge, crack open an ice cold Carbless. Hearing stats like that, it makes me need to just relax, enjoy life for a minute. Carbless does that every single time. The guilt-free nature of Carbless is second to none. No carbs, no sugars, 100 calories, and the perfect level of carbonation. Man, it's oh so perfect. Goldilocks, in fact. Not too much, not too little. Quenches the thirst, no upset stomach. And man, bold flavor, that is what defines Carbless. I had a couple margaritas this weekend. That was so good. Picked up the classic cocktails ones, right? Moscow Mule. There's a little frozen, there's strawberry margarita in there. Mojito. Man, there are so many flavors that just come alive when you finally taste it. You take that first sip, you've realized that you have found your perfect teammate. So as you're watching the games this weekend, this upcoming week, make sure you're doing it with an ice cold Carbless in your hand, because bold flavor and the guilt-free nature is the only way you can be able to put a Carbless and be able to enjoy it to the fullest extent.
Kyle has an issue with apparently myself and Alex Strouf.
Oh my gosh, what a joke. What a March Mo.
Hey. We'll get to it next.
This is Kyle, Brust and Nortman.
I put my card in, I pump. When it clicks, I pull it out, I put it away, and I move on to my own.
That's what she said. Thanks so much, Old T.
She pumped and moves on with her life.
Take it out, put it in, moves on with her life. Come on, Kyle, keep up. That's Packers Hall of Famer. That was one of my better ones, and he's confused.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Don't miss a moment of the basketball tournament action this March at 3rd Street Market Hall. Home to your one-stop, must-stop viewing destination, 3rd Street Market Hall has over 20 locally owned food vendors, a 30 self-serve beer wall, over 50 HD TVs, plus game day specials. The perfect place to work remotely or catch a game between meetings or over lunch, 3rd Street Market Hall is your downtown home for basketball this March.
Sports are changing. Faster, stronger, smarter. So should your beer. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, crisp and refreshing, no extra baggage, built for people who go hard. Still drinking the same old light beer? You're stuck. Flight is changing the game. Level up. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. Wisconsin, are you keeping up? DJ Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
The Island Resort and Casino is the Midwest's premier resort destination, giving guests the total experience with a luxury hotel, full-service spa, live lounge and headline entertainment, multiple dining options, and more, all surrounding a lively Vegas-style casino. And atop many a golfer's bucket list are the island's 2 championship courses, Sweetgrass and Sage Run. When we say your total experience, we mean it. Plan your getaway today at islandresortandcasino.com.
Why DIY your frozen pizza toppings when Screamin' Sicilian already went over the top for you? We're talking whole milk mozzarella, heaps of premium meats, a mountain of veggies. Screamin' Sicilian is frozen pizza stacked, no add-ons needed. Mamma mia! Screamin' Sicilian, so loaded with toppings, it's almost cheating. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer section and taste what all the screamin' is about.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
From office lunches to family celebrations, Cousin Subs has the crowd-pleasing catering you need. Choose from customizable party boxes, individual box lunches, fresh-baked cookies, and our classic party chips. Everything you need to satisfy any size group, big or small. Ordering is easy online or on the Cousins app, so you can focus on the fun, not the food. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
What if you could have a spa-level sweat session at home for about 25 cents a day? That's why I love my infrared sauna from Good Health Saunas. You can check them out in person at the State Fair Park Expo Center's Home and Garden Show, March 20th through the 29th. It's the perfect chance to step inside, compare models, and even ask questions. Good Health Saunas has been doing this for more than 20 years, and they back it all with a true lifetime warranty, which was huge for me. If an infrared sauna has been on your list, find Good Health Saunas at State Fair Park, March 20th through the 29th.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Kyle's got an issue with Ben Brust, myself, and Alex Strouf running the show. Go ahead, Kyle.
Yeah, so they had this whole thing called March Mode. Remember
we still have
it.
We recorded this morning.
Let me listen.
Highly advertised.
New episode up now.
I am
10,000 views on the High Point preview.
Yeah, I am no longer in charge of making decisions when it comes to content, but let me help everybody else with this one. Cancel it. Cancel the show. March Mode. Those were supposed to be the ESPN Wisconsin experts on college basketball, NCAA basketball, making the picks. And last week, I remember after Ben told us, Wisconsin against High Point. Oh, yeah, listen, this isn't the Wisconsin of old when it comes to losing to a 12 seed, blah, blah, but whatever you said.
They had not lost to, they were like 15-1 against mid-majors.
Oh, yeah, mid-majors.
It's
not going to happen. He guaranteed it. And then what happened? The Badgers lost. But then I found out it wasn't just the Badgers that were cursed. We should have found out, Brad. They just suck at March Mode. These fellas in the ESPN Wisconsin bracket that everybody had their chance to join, you would think these two guys, right, the smartest two guys in the room, they have a whole show that they're talking about. You think they'd be the best guys?
Yeah.
No, they literally are in the bottom. Strouf is what? You're in 367th place out of 500?
That's nice of you. I'm in 385th place.
Out of 500. And Ben Brust, it gets worse. Mr. Basketball himself, Mr. Half-Court Shot, Mr. Final Four, he's in like the bottom 12.
Really?
He's like 452nd out of 500.
That is so pathetic.
Trash.
And you guys, what's our show going to be called, Kyle? March Mode 2.0.
451.
451?
Hey, Houston's still alive as my champion, though.
Wait, how many of your Final Four are intact?
It should be all of them.
All 4 of mine
Duke,
are intact.
Arizona.
I got 7
Houston,
of my Elite
obviously.
8 left.
Again, March
But
mode
this
is
Again,
trash.
it's early. It's the first
you guys
weekend.
Are purporting that you guys know the depths of it, right?
Yeah.
The first couple rounds.
It's called the
Fraudulent.
NCAA tournament.
No, that's the wrong thing you should have said. It's called March Madness, Brad. Madness.
Y'all called it March mode.
Mean,
We can
median,
guide
and
us
mode.
through
What's
the
the mode in the mean, median, and mode?
The
the mode is what happens most often.
That's what we were going for. We just didn't hit it.
Yeah, what happened most often was a lot of losses. They should have had Gabe Knights on. Gabe Knights had like a 98% bracket. They had the wrong person to be on there. Fraudulent. Frauds. March mode was trash.
All right, watch us finish ahead of you. And
where are you?
I'm ahead of both of y'all. I'm not doing well. I was ashamed of being in 200-something place. I was ashamed of it, only to find out.
We said the goal of March mode was to inform. Maybe I informed with too many opinions, and that's where I went wrong?
I have an update. It's not good for us, but it's an update.
Yeah?
In the Alex Strouf annual bracket challenge, that is 46 participants. In first place is Brad Nortman.
Hey!
Oh, wow. It should have been March mode with Brad and Kyle. That's what it
right.
should have been.
I'll start a show.
In second place, who has Wisconsin winning the national championship.
See, this is where it will all flip.
Is Jonathan Brust.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where it all will flip.
We got
Again,
the wrong
there's still
Brust on the
some
show.
time before some things. The wrong Brust is Wisconsin winning it. They lost in the first
He
round.
fell in love with he made
He went
one
with
mistake.
hard overhead.
Yeah. So basically, that's dragging him down. But yeah, I mean, so much for March mode. Let's scrap it
Man.
for next year.
Nathan,
sad,
I
really.
agree. I'm not hiding from this, Nathan, on YouTube. For years, I've been telling people if I guarantee something or if I like something, it's not going to work.
No, don't do that.
Ben needs to start having picks, and you do the opposite of him. Easy money.
Yeah.
This is becoming a satire show. March mode is now a satire.
Hey,
It's like a Jim Cramer index, you know? Whatever Jim Cramer says buy or sell, inevitably does the opposite and does amazing. Listen for your ill-informed picks and do the opposite.
Yeah, we should have did the opposite of what they did. I would be rich right now. Then I could give NIL money to get a real good shooter
Look
for the
at
bag.
you.
What, playing in Strouf's 46 people league for $460?
$200.
I won't even get someone practice jerseys.
I'm going to say goodbye to practice, but I guess not.
No, not even that. We don't cover the gear to get on the field.
I get water bottle.
You get him a
Gatorade
water
for the
bottle.
season for that one player.
What, you got worse updates? You got the look on your face that you're sad.
I'm disappointed in how the first weekend went, but there's still a lot of ball game. Kyle,
scrambling.
last time I checked, the game doesn't end at the end of the first quarter, bro.
Yeah,
Well, he just broed you.
He broed you.
It's just pretty.
Chump.
It's pretty pathetic in your own league. You're in the bottom two.
I'm not in the bottom 2, I'm in the bottom 8.
What are you good at?
What's crazy is
I've been trying to figure that out.
I think
he sucks at everything.
you guys have watched the most college basketball and the most.
It creates
allegedly.
it creates biases in your head.
That's the thing. I'm a West Coast Conference savant. All 3 of the teams got eliminated. I picked 2 of them to get to the
Well,
Sweet
savant's
16.
a little strong.
Yeah,
it just
what
means
does that
you
even
watch
mean?
too many late night games after a couple of cocktails.
I'm just I'm a little bit of a degenerate.
The vision was blurry after a couple of those late night carblesses.
I was a Wisconsin believer. Shouldn't have been.
Yeah, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
See,
I was
that's
a
Ben's
Florida
fault.
believer. Shouldn't have been.
Ben led us to believe in the Wisconsin Badgers.
Finally, Brad. Finally, point the finger at Ben.
That's
it's
right.
Ben's fault. I had the Badgers going to the damn Sweet 16.
So
what
did I.
What an idiot I am. You got to prove it to me first. And the Badgers ain't
Have
made
a backbone and make your own damn decision. Don't put that on me.
You had March Mode. You got this whole show called March Mode that had all these views, did it not?
Yeah, it
I'm
did.
thinking this guy knows what he's talking about. You sound good. You sound smart. I'm a
This
dummy.
guy, he says, this
I
guy.
seem to remember.
This guy.
I seem to
was
remember on these
bamboozled.
airwaves me saying, "Man, I don't know. I'm getting nervous about
Nervous,
Wisconsin."
yeah.
And Ben goes, "No. I'm going to stop you right there. I'm going to cut you off right there.
I'm gonna
And then
tell
he
you
goes,
why.
Yeah. You're done. Let me start talking to calm your anxieties."
I was sitting there shaking, picking Wisconsin. I said, well, I don't know. I said, okay, well.
But Ben said.
Ben said, it's cool. I said, we're going to
Yeah.
get past.
And Ben knows more than me on this, so why shouldn't I trust him? Wrong.
I'm picking Arkansas, Wisconsin. I'm thinking in my head, well, that Akoff kid was pretty damn good. And Ben said he might be the best player in the draft. But what did I do? Wisconsin.
Yep.
Wisconsin.
Just like that.
Who's the
Fool.
dummy?
For me.
The fool or the fool who follows?
I'm the fool who follows.
Yep.
The fool who follows. Never
Nice
again.
Obi-Wan Kenobi reference
Very
for all
good,
you
very
out there.
good.
You need to have a disclaimer.
Why are you getting a disclaimer?
Every time you talk, we need to have a disclaimer. Do
Fine.
not trust
Next,
this advice.
Ben Brust best bet with Potawatomi Casino Hotel. We'll put the disclaimer on the best bet. Ben thinks he's really good at what he does, he usually loses. Plan accordingly. You can write the disclaimer,
That'd be good
Kyle.
for everyone.
Write the disclaimer.
I will write the disclaimer. I'm trying to see what you're ranked out of in this ESPN Wisconsin one.
Well, what a time to talk about getting on a bet that I'm really excited about for baseball season. Did win last year, and it has a great history of metrics and data that I believe in. The Brewers at Potawatomi Sportsbook, we won a lot of money on this. I need y'all to. We won a lot of money on this.
Wait.
What?
I thought it was 500-something people in this bracket. You mean to tell me you are 451 out of 480? You are that bad?
I'm bad. Write the disclaimer.
That's crazy.
Are you going to trust me, or are you going to fade
the
me?
bottom 6%.
Coming up next in 2 minutes. You got to do some real soul searching, Kyle.
I'm scared.
This is Coach Greg Gard. I've lived my whole life in Wisconsin, and I know what people here value: hard work, honesty, and looking out for one another. That's exactly how Bank CMG approaches banking. They combine hometown values with modern tools to help people make confident financial decisions. When you want a bank that understands where you're coming from, Bank CMG makes sense. Visit bankcmg.com or stop by your local branch. Let's get to work.
Grab the dial and crank it up, baby, because Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is spinning its Winning Hits collection. Over the next 3 months, you could win a share of over $1 million in prizes. On top of thousands in cash and reward play, you could win one of 3 new Ford vehicles in the grand finale drawings on March 27th. Just play with your rewards card to earn entries. Press play on the Winning Hits collection, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free in 24 months with no payments or interest plus $500 off. Restrictions apply. Call 414-410-2000. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Don't miss a moment of the basketball tournament action this March at 3rd Street Market Hall. Home to your one-stop, must-stop viewing destination, 3rd Street Market Hall has over 20 locally owned food vendors, a self-serve beer wall with 24 beers on tap, over 50 HD TVs, and of course, game day specials. It's the perfect place to work remotely or catch a game between meetings or over lunch. 3rd Street Market Hall is the downtown home to basketball this March.
Gabe Neitzel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman.
Hunter chimes in with a great point on the Carbless Talk and text line 800-990-3776. Isn't there a segment on this exact program, Kyle Brust and Nortman, on Tuesdays that gives you every reason not to trust Ben, especially how smart or how not smart he is, a.k.a. Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? Tuesdays at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I blame myself.
Sooner or later, you got to look in the mirror.
I blame myself.
Stop listening to me.
Yeah. I'm stupid.
It's humbling.
I'm stupid. I'm dumb. I'm a dummy. I'm stupid. That's what I come to, the conclusion.
You know what, Brad? I'm not going to... If I put my name to the numbers that you found, then this will ruin what we had success doing last year, which was getting excited as we were for the Fighting Pat Murphys. 2-time NL Manager of the Year is going to be back in action on Thursday. We mentioned the probable starters being obviously Miz opening day. We knew that. I think it was, I had this a second ago, and a lot of people were tweeting
Chad Patrick
on
Brandon
Saturday.
Sproat.
Brandon Sproat, Kyle Harrison, and Brandon Woodruff.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
I'm excited too, and that's why I've already placed my bet on 85.5 games.
Oh, do you have numbers to back it up?
I do have numbers to
well,
back
when
it
the
up.
data gets dense.
When the data gets dense. When the decimals demand justice. When one man dares to calculate it all. It's Brad Nerdman on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Oh, that's right, citizens. Brad Nerdman here to the rescue to calm all of your hearts and minds as we have something special upon us. Brewers opening day is upon us on Thursday, and one thing that Nerdman is looking at in order to deliver a little bit of return for the year is the Milwaukee Brewers over 85.5 wins for the 2026 MLB season. That is the current line at Potawatomi Sportsbook. I've already placed my bet. I did that when we were there last Friday. Here's why I'm so confident that the Brewers are going to do that. Did you know the last time the Brewers had less than 85 wins in any given season? Throw out COVID year, that was a crazy
Well, they need
year.
86. The over-under is 85 and
85 and a half, but so they have to have 86 to hit the over. So when's the last time they had less than that, which would be the under? You have to go all the way back to the 2016 season. That's 10 years ago when the Brewers had 73 wins. There was a 73-89 record. Ever since then, again, throw out COVID year, they had more than 86 wins, which would give you the over, and they had 86 twice, but several times in the 90s. Last year, setting the record of 97 wins. That means they can regress 11 wins and still have the over of 86 wins. And let's be honest, this team is a lot of the same team from last year. Sure, you don't have Peralta and Quinn Priester, Kyle's. Dr. Wallace is concerned about what he could do for the year, but there's one thing that I trust with the Milwaukee Brewers. Their pitching academy. They just keep on getting young stud after young stud after young stud that is a pitcher that's coming in here and being able to take care of business. Not only that, from the starting pitching rotation that Ben just put out there, but all of the relief pitchers. You still got Obner, you still got McGill, you still got plenty of guys that are able to do that. And not only that, the lineup from last year to this year, a lot of the same guys. And last year, they were top 5 in average, top 5 in runs scored when it comes to the offensive side of the ball. And that just is the equivalent, or that's the recipe, the equation, if you will, for getting over 86 games, and the ultimate X factor to me. The thing that can get really, kind of trudging on in the dog days of baseball is Pat Murphy. Pat Murphy is going to keep all of them focused all throughout the way when it can get to the days of July and August, and teams can get into a slump, and maybe they can let down. Not a Pat Murphy-led team. Two-time NL Manager of the Year. He's going to keep them focused, locked in. That's what he did this first 2 years. I see the same thing happening this year. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say the two words that I normally would. That starts with an E and an M, because I don't want to curse it. But this is
not.
I will not say it, because I don't want to do that to my Brewers. 85.5 wins. Take the over, baby. I already did it with my money. I invite you to do the same.
I didn't say a word.
Listen. I will admit this. Is that I am a little nervous.
10 years.
No, I am a little nervous that the team, because last year it took for the Brewers to have 3 streaks of 8 or more wins in a row.
3 8-game winning streaks.
Which is, that's hard to do.
But they started so rough.
That's what Brewers math came about.
They balanced it out. What makes me more excited is that we talk about the Green Bay Packers and their lack of depth. The Milwaukee Brewers have depth. And when I say they have depth here on the Major League roster, but they also have some guys that can potentially bring up and try out.
That's the number one farm system in baseball.
Right.
You're not sure if they're quite ready yet, but you get to June, and there might be a guy that if you have a third baseman that might be slumping, or somebody that's slumping, or a shortstop might be slumping, you may be saying, you know what, let's bring up the young prospect that could bring some energy. So that's why I do believe that the Milwaukee Brewers will again this year, because of the depth that they have to fill some holes in the young talent that will come up. The Brewers will get to that over 85.5.
And honestly, too, you look at the starting lineup, projected batting order, this is not confirmed, but this is just what AI is telling you. Listen if these names sound familiar from the run creation that occurred last year. Churio, Terang, Contreras, Yelich, Frelick, Vaughn. Third baseman's name, Ben? Luis.
He's new.
Renjifo.
I saw the GIFO. I said, woo, how do you pronounce that? Garrett Mitchell and Joe
I was like, why is he looking at me? Why is he pausing so long?
I mean, that's a lot of the same
Going
guys.
to me for the Hispanic names.
Lot
You know,
of the same guys.
Because that's my heritage.
That's a risk.
A lot of the same guys as last year. And
Plus, you skipped over the story of what people need to know about if they don't know about it. What everyone, and I don't care about Mark DeRosa because he completely botched the whole thing for Team USA, but Kyle Schwarber and everyone who was a part of the World Baseball Classic for Team USA was Kyle Schwarber was like, I'm looking at Bryce Terang, and I got 50 pounds in this man, and he's slapping it both sides, opposite field and to right field as a lefty, and he's got power.
Yeah.
He has power, and we saw that power.
Was that in August that he tapped into
at the
it,
end
or
of the
July?
second half of the season there.
Yes.
Struggled a little bit in the playoffs, but throughout the whole season, to have a guy that everyone on Team USA was talking about to be a potential 30-30 guy was what I saw in a quote. Potential 30-30 guy.
And he's
going to have a monster year. Buy all your Bryce Terang stock. I probably shouldn't have said that because if we learned as I say stuff, usually things don't happen.
But also, you guys have to understand as well is that Abner Uribe, remember last year, he came alive. Trevor McGill is healthy. I know they were thinking about maybe trading Trevor, but he's still on the roster now. So if he's still going to stay on the roster, you got a guy that was your closer last year, and you have Abner. And if Angel Zerpa pitches as well as he did before the World Baseball Classic.
Well, and the reality is the Brewers have a formula, right? They have a system, they have a formula. It might not be able to yield them a World Series championship, World Series banner, if you will, but the reality is they win games. They trudge on, they win
You
games.
also don't know who's going to come up at any point. Like, they didn't have third base figured out forever. Will they start with Vinny Capra?
It
last
was.
year?
He hit a home run too early. I want some money on that.
Kyle, did I tempt you into placing a wager?
Tempt me. I need to be tempted, baby. I need to be
He's
tempted.
wearing the gear right now.
Yeah,
That's right.
I am all in on the Brewers. I told y'all by 2028, the World Series will be here. It will be
What
here.
about this year?
You know,
We're going to have some fun along the way.
It's going to be a fun summer. Now, will it be a fun October? That I cannot promise. But the summertime, I tell you, all the great
I say
things
September's
the Brewers got.
part of the summer now with the way the weather is. It's really nice.
Yeah, we can have a fun September, but the baseball season ends in September.
I know that's what I'm just
September,
saying.
yeah, so
October, we're not putting
October,
our stamp on.
Yeah, as the weather drops, so do our hopes. But this summer, we all heat up together.
As
we
the
gonna
weather
all
drops,
heat up together.
So do our hopes. So Abner, I heard Brad Nortman call him Abner Uribe, correct?
I believe I did say that.
Let's go to Abner or Abner himself to explain how to pronounce his name.
Oh.
Abner, Uribe.
How do you say Uribe?
Abner, Uribe.
Uribe.
Abner Uribe.
Abner, Uribe.
He kind of says it different. He says both.
He says both.
That's
Play it again.
confusing.
He does.
Hang on, everyone quiet on the set.
Abner, Uribe. Abner.
That's two different ways. Say it however you want.
Yeah, the problem is that English isn't his first
It's
language.
not Abner. I hear Abner.
Abner.
This reminds me of the Laurel Yanni experiment from years ago. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Kind of, remind me.
It's like a piece of audio, and it shows you it's either saying Laurel or Yanni, and you only hear.
It's like the red. What was that? The dress thing as well from a visual standpoint.
The blue and black dress or the gold and white dress.
It was
gold.
Is it Abner or Abner Uribe?
Abner.
Based on what he just said, he's
Abner.
Abner.
All I know is he's got 6 celebrations and he throws heat.
Abner.
His celebration is amazing.
Abner.
Well, all right.
Abner.
He gives you choices.
You be the judge.
Abner. Uribe.
We found out Travis Etienne is really Travis Achan. So
That was
anything's up for grabs nowadays.
I don't know what language. that is.
Bijan Robinson, but he wants to be called Bijan again.
Yeah.
He wants to go back to Bijan?
Oh yeah,
He
did
did
that last year.
Yeah, it was going into the season Bijan, and then it went back to Bijan. It's all getting a little too confusing. But as I said, Abner.
Well, old
Throws
friend
gas.
Monte Ball. It was Monty Ball for the longest time. He said, no, it's Monte. Monte Ball.
Is it Bradley or Bradley? Which one?
Whichever one you want.
Nortman or Nortman?
Oh, Ooh.
Well, actually,
Nortman sounds like a superhero, like Nerdman.
your child, people may say sin or son. depending on where they're from.
Nerdman.
Better go with William's son.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, I thought it was William's
Sonny's son.
Is it not Williams?
Williamson?
William's son.
I didn't. It's been William's son.
He won't.
Williamson.
I'll coach him up to not be a stickler.
I'm calling him
Pharisee.
I'm calling him Bill. Bill Nortman. Billy Nortman.
Well, it's Will or Williamson.
Billy Nortman.
Leave it up to Ben to say.
Start naming his own kid for him.
It's
I'm going to
not
call
his
you by
name.
your nickname, Billy. Little Billy.
Billy Nortman.
Little Billy and Isla. Little Billy and Isla.
Isla, Isla, whatever works, man.
You know what's so funny
Billy
about that
and
story?
Isla.
I'm dead ass serious.
My daughter's name is Isla. Kyle saw the name. He's like, he named his daughter Isla?
I'm laying in bed with baby girl. We get the text message, and I'm looking at it. I said, baby, Isla? What is that? She said, oh, honey, that's Isla.
Isla.
I was like, okay.
Jason Wilde joins us next. By the way, Jason has two daughters that lift more weight on a chest press than Alex Strouf. Next.
That was unnecessary.
Abner, you leave it.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
Ben is crazy. Strouf is emotional. I don't want to get in between none of this.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Starting things off with delays on northbound 41 from just before Mayfair Road all the way up past Burleigh. Not quite to Capitol Drive, though. On the southbound side of 43, backing up from about North Avenue all the way down through the Marquette and onto the high-rise bridge. Southbound on 894 looking pretty good. We've got westbound 94 backing up from 35th Street to Hawley Road, eastbound from Mitchell Boulevard to 35th. Traffic is brought to you by 3rd Street Market Hall in downtown Milwaukee, your home for basketball this March. Stop in for great local food, cold drinks, and wall-to-wall tournament action. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, increasing clouds, a low of 29. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a high of 48. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Spring is here, and that means it's time for Brewers baseball.
Is a fly ball deep center field, back to the track. Bye-bye baseball, Christian Yelich.
The Crew open up the season at home against the Chicago White Sox on March 26th. Stay up to date with all your Brewers opening day coverage on ESPN Milwaukee. Presented by KB Excursions, Carbliss, and National Liquor Mart. 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
You've already put in the work. Now there's a way to make it count towards your degree. At Lakeland University, your work and life experience can earn you college credit, helping you finish faster, saving time and money. With flexible evening and online classes, plus multiple start dates, Lakeland fits your life. Study 100% online at one of our 6 locations across Wisconsin or on our residential campus in Sheboygan County. Customize your degree to fit your life, your goals, your future, without missing the moments that matter, at work or at home. Your experience matters here. Lakeland University. Experience it your way.
March into big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Refresh your home this season with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, beautiful new siding, or a stunning bath remodel and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings during their March savings event. But this offer won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
One of the most important concepts in sports is don't drop the ball. Are you dropping the ball with your estate plan? When was it last updated? Have you even done one at all? It's ESPN Wisconsin's Jason Wilde for Walney Legal Group. There's a lot at stake for you and your family when it comes to wills, trusts, probate, and elder planning. At Walney Legal, that's all they do. Tailored documents. No confusing legal jargon. Just thoughtful guidance. Do the blocking and tackling to protect your family. Start a conversation today at walneylegal.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
Come grow with us at Glenroy. For more than 6 decades, our family-owned company has built its reputation on quality, reliability, and providing strong career opportunities in our community. As the packaging industry rapidly grows, so does Glenroy. Here, you'll find competitive wages, a clean, modern workspace, fully vested 401k, yearly bonus award, and the chance to build a manufacturing career with purpose. Apply today at glenroy.com/careers. That's GLENROY.com/careers.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
He was not taken out of context. He said the whole thing.
3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year.
I don't think that means much, though. Like, it very rarely happens.
Holding everybody accountable.
They need to be more mature.
Jason Wilde is on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, and Brad Nortman. Alex Strouf running the show. UKBN Nation as always. Hanging out with us till 5 o'clock. Joining us on the Yuengling guest hotline is Jason Wilde. Jason, how are you?
I'm good, guys. How are you?
Doing well. We started the show still kind of taking in the NCAA tournament and all the Big Ten teams and whatnot. Then shifted to a Yale economic study that was paired with Alex Strouf and Brad Nortman being on the ESPN Madison broadcast in 2023 when the Packers were selecting 13th. And Brad said it was a no-brainer JSN. Strouf had Christian Gonzalez as his guy. And obviously the Packers went with LVN. And in this Yale economic study that focused on a couple of different things, two of the main metrics being all pros that are first team drafted by the general manager and Pro Bowlers drafted by the general manager, 0 first team all pros from Goody, and 5 Pro Bowlers that he has drafted. Now, he has signed a couple, obviously, and inherited some, but this is just a draft exercise where he ranked, Kyle?
28th out of 32 teams since he's been the general manager of the Green Bay Packers since 2018.
What do you make of that?
That's interesting. It's very interesting, especially for folks that have certainly crowned him to a degree that maybe was a little bit premature or a little bit too much. That said, look, the ultimate metric is how much you win, right? And there's all kinds of variables that go into that. I certainly did not go to Yale. I went to the Yale of the Midwest, the University of Wisconsin.
I got into Harvard and Stanford.
Wait, did you almost go to Harvard or Stanford?
I almost went to Stanford. Johnny Dawkins, the really good Duke player, now the coach of UCF, was there, but a little too far from home, and I don't know if I would have fit in.
Wow. I didn't know that about you. I learned something new today. That's awesome.
They made me take the ACT like 3 times to get a better score, and I just couldn't do it.
Okay, now that I didn't know about you, but that doesn't surprise me. So, I think there's a lot of different ways to look at whether a general manager is successful or not. But that said, the 2 guys that Brad and Strouf picked, pretty clear cut, better than the guy at this point that Goody picked, right? Not even close, right?
At this point, I don't even know if it's needed. I mean, he'd have to become Micah Parsons to be to the level of.
I mean, I'm trying to give him a little benefit of the doubt there, obviously, and I think LVN has had 2 years ago he played with a broken thumb all year. Last year he missed those 5 or 6 games with the foot injury. So I'm trying to give him a little benefit of the doubt for sure, whether I should or shouldn't. But the other guys are, those guys are both really, really good players whose teams were in the Super Bowl, by the way, and whose teams have former Packers staffers as general managers and people that could have or were considered for the GM job. So, look, again, you guys know this Goody discussion comes up a lot. A lot of times the things I say make me sound like I hate him, just like I was saying, who is Goody's best draft pick today on our show, and I said I had Zach Tom and Romeo Doubs ahead of Jordan Love because of the value and because of their contributions in their 4 seasons versus, I understand you got the quarterback of the future and all that stuff, and it's great, and he's a very, very good player. You guys have never heard me say that he stinks. Since he became the starter, you certainly heard me say, watching him at practice at 2020 and 2021, and even some of 2022's camp, that he wasn't very good. But, I think you have to, for me anyway, I look at the 2020 and 2021 teams. One lost in the NFC Championship game at home with a skeleton crowd to Tom Brady. And 2021, they had the best record in the NFC, had the number 1 seed, lost at home and couldn't score a touchdown, which reflects on Rodgers, but also reflects on maybe if you'd had T. Higgins, you're not trying to force the ball to Devontae Adams at the end. My point is that I think Goody's a really, really good GM. I don't think he's been a great GM. I don't think he's as good as some have given him credit for. And so the ultimate judgment is, how much have you won? And they have not won enough on his watch to say, forget about the 28th ranking or whatever it is from Yale. He's like top 5. I just don't see it that way.
Jason, last Friday when the new, coaching monikers for the, DeMarcus Covington and, Luke Getsy came out as assistant head coaches. One of the things lost in all that you mentioned on our call last Friday was outside linebackers coach now for DeMarcus Covington. That almost assures that the defense is going to be a 3-4 away from a 4-3, which is Jeff Hafley's system. In your opinion, is that a big deal, shifting from 3-4 to or from 4-3 to 3-4? And how do you think the personnel of the defense aligns with that shift?
Well, I've been told that it's not a big deal by Goody. Well, not me directly. I wasn't there, but when he was asked about it at the scouting combine, his quote was that they're going to run a 4-2-5. And you know this, that in the NFL, it's 80% or more sub-package with either 5 or 6 DBs. And so, as Matt LaFleur so kindly taught me, even though I knew it, and he missed the point of my question or was intentionally dodging it about a play where they gave up a 15-yard gain and there were only 2 defensive linemen in the picture when the guy went gashing through the line of scrimmage. Those outside linebackers become defensive ends in the sub-package. It doesn't change the fact that there are different angles and different blocking challenges for the offensive line to go against it than there are from the 4-3. I don't think it's a nothing burger, as old T might say. I think it's something. I don't think it's enormous. And I think, as one of the first things I learned about Jonathan Gannon when we found out he was going to interview for the job was that, he went in to interview for the Philadelphia Eagles defensive coordinator job with Nick Sirianni. And when he was asked, what scheme do you run? He said, I don't have a scheme, which would be a disqualifying answer for any interviewee. What ACT did you get, Ben, as we try to get you into Stanford? I don't take the ACT.
What are your weaknesses? I care too much,
Yeah, I work too hard.
I have no weakness.
Yeah, I work too hard. I care too much. I sometimes I put so much of the company and my teammates above myself all the time. I don't do enough to take care of myself. But his point was that he was going to be, adjusting to whatever his defense was facing to decide what he's going to run. So I think I would feel confident that there'll be times this season where they'll go out there and they'll be running a 4-3 for a handful of snaps or whatever it might be. But again, and I hate to sound like a broken record, but until we get to talk to Jonathan Gannon, I don't have a lot of answers for where he stands philosophically.
Jason, kind of keeping this discussion talking about what this staff is going to look like. We also saw Getsy and Covington get promoted to being assistant head coaches. Do you expect those just to be labels, or do you actually expect for them to play a role in in-game situational management, or whether it's challenges, replays, whatever it is that we saw that Matt LaFleur lacked in? Do you think those guys are going to assist him in that game-day management role that was lost by Rich Bisaccia?
He's going to say he doesn't know, like he told us Friday.
I'm just well.
It's a great question, Kyle.
Did he tell us that on Friday?
Both of those guys work on the sideline, the quarterback's coach and the defensive line / outside linebackers / run game defensive coordinator / assistant head coach defense. So they're both going to be on the sideline to have those conversations. At the same time, I mean, I don't see Matt LaFleur huddling with the two of those guys on the sideline on whether he wants to throw a challenge flag or not, right? Like,
hey, huddle up, guys. What do you think?
Covington, here.
Get over here.
Because you guys watched the games, you saw there were lots of times when, you saw him talking with Bisaccia, and it wasn't in a special teams situation. So that's why it's a really good question, Kyle. And again, a question that should be on our to-do list if and when we talk to Matt LaFleur of, hey, what exactly does this mean? Like, I didn't realize you could have two assistant head coaches. What are you doing? What does this mean?
Jason, have you ever had an offseason where coaches were so unavailable?
Yeah, I mean, as I've said to you guys before, I hope people, when they hear us talking about this, they understand that, and I don't mean this in a douchey kind of way, but, I still get paid, right? This isn't changing my life in terms of my ability, unlike those poor TSA agents who keep getting $0 paychecks. I still get paid for my job, and I'm thankful for my job. That said, I want to do my job at the highest level, just like everyone does. And I do view my job as informing fans. And, Ben made a joke there about Kyle's question, but he's right. Like, that's what pisses me off. Like, I want to be able to say, hey, how many times have you heard me say on this show, and I'm sure Domofsky says it when he joins you during the season too, well, I was talking, he likes I was talking to somebody, he doesn't say who, I was talking to somebody who works in the building, or I tell you, I was talking to Jeff Hafley about this, or I asked Matt LaFleur about this on Thursday, right? Like, and the reason I do that is not, oh, hey, look at me, I got a cool job, I work at Lambeau Field, I talk to these guys. It's because I want you to know what they said. Because anybody, and certainly in some realms, whether it's podcasts or social media or writing on a website, whatever it is, there's all kinds of people that write and talk and bloviate about the Packers that don't really know much about them, right? And certainly don't have the access I do. And so I don't want to complain about the access, so it sounds like it's for the sense of complaining. But as I told you guys before, these are really good questions that deserve answers. I did reach out to the PR department today and just say, hey, look, are you planning on having the assistant coaches available this week? The NFL meetings start next week. I think a week from
March 29th, right?
Yeah, it'd be a reasonable request.
Yeah, right. A week from yesterday. And I was told that has not been fully fleshed out or discussed yet. Now, I'm hopeful that will eventually, by the end of the week, I'll get to meet, some of the new coaches that all I've written about are, their backgrounds and used quotes from their previous jobs. But like Sam Seifkis, for example, right now I say that name, and what do you think? 25% of KBN Nation knows who that is?
I don't know who that is.
He's the new linebackers coach.
Come on, Strouf, weekly Wildy Green Bay game day. This is bad.
Well, we haven't heard from him, Ben. It's not my fault.
Yeah, that's right. Are you emailing the PR staff too? You can help Jason. If I email, they would
just let me know. Just say the word.
No, definitely, Ben, don't help. But
need to move. I'll CC you, Jason. All right.
Appreciate that. Yeah, that'd be great. Sounds like a great plan.
Yeah, I'm looking to get in touch with Matt LaFleur.
I want to let him know how ridiculous it is that he hasn't talked since the day after the season. I'm sure he would appreciate my opinion. Sincerely, Benjamin J. Brust, Esquire.
Jason's protege and journalism and trading student.
Right, close personal friend. Look, so to answer your question directly, no. Like when Jeff Hafley was hired 2 years ago, he didn't like do a press conference the day he got hired. But it was about a week and a half, 2 weeks after, right? Today, again, March 23rd, they waited like weeks before they even announced the hiring of Jonathan Gannon. But I know that I wrote the story and talked about it on Sunday Karma on Sunday, January 28th, I believe.
Dang, that's 2 months ago.
Yeah, I was at a volleyball tournament, and I'm writing and I'm talking to you guys in a very loud environment where girls are screaming and balls are bouncing off walls. So, yeah, it's not even close, Brad. And again, I'm not complaining for the sake of complaining. Jason Wilde, Packers PR director, knows, I've voiced my frustration to him, so I'm not talking smack behind his back. I think he probably recognizes that this has gone on too long, but, he could come back at me and say, well, go to the NFL meetings in Arizona, and you can talk to Matt LaFleur there, and Goody there, and Ed Policy there. And I would
Jason,
say, well, maybe
what's crazy about this? I know we got to let you go, but we know what's crazy about this. Didn't somebody from the Packers organization call into
That is correct.
Call into the show to kind of defend the Packers or
That's
something?
right.
But, and not
The
saying
ticket guy.
Yeah, about the ticket policy.
Yeah, like that's cool and all, but like maybe we can get somebody else who fans really want to hear from. Like we can send him out, but we can't send out Gannon or somebody. I mean, I just want to kind of learn more about what this team is offering. We're fans. I think we do deserve to learn a little bit something. It's been 2 months.
Well, as Craig Karmazin, our fearless leader and founder, said, it's our fault. We have not put in a formal request to have Jonathan Gannon on our show.
I'm on it.
Don't say
I'm
that
on
in
it.
front of Ben. That's
Jason
the one-
Wilde on the Yuengling guest hotline, everybody. I am on it to save the day.
Well, Jason,
Yeah, don't again.
We'll talk
don't.
offline. We'll talk offline.
All right, guys. Take care. Be good.
All right, we'll text you later.
Thanks, Jason.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, and Brad Nortman were just joined by Jason Wilde. If you missed any of that, go back at the ESPN Wisconsin app. I'll be working with Jason to make sure we get news faster than ever from the Green Bay Packers in the 2026 season. More next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
We need the final end here.
Yes, we do, Jason.
Oh, okay. Screw you, Ben Brust.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Southbound on 43, we've got backups from about Locust all the way down through the Marquette and onto the high-rise bridge. Southbound 41, also seeing some delays right past Capitol Drive. The northbound side slows down just before Mayfair Road, all the way up past Burleigh. And then we've got delays, pretty typical stuff right now. Westbound is slowing from 35th Street on 94 all the way to Holly Road. On the eastbound side, coming out of the stadium interchange to about 35th Street. Then it starts to open up. You're good to go into the Marquette. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, increasing clouds, a low of 29. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a high of 48. Weather's brought to you by 3rd Street Market Hall in downtown Milwaukee. Your home for basketball this March. Stop in for great local food, cold drinks, and wall-to-wall tournament action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Feeling lucky? Then roll into Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee this March for Lucky Rollers. Every Thursday, we're giving away over $70,000 in prizes. Play with your Potawatomi rewards card for entries, and you can roll out with $550 in reward play. Or get lucky and win your share of $16,000 in cash. Lucky Rollers, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is ready to slip someone into a green jacket. The next tournament of the season is here, and there's $1,000 in cash prizes. Hey, ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Ellison, inviting you to a two-man scramble at Georgia Golf Club, all played on Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center's spacious, state-of-the-art simulators. Sign up now at wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com. It's just $120 per team, and all teams must compete their round by March 31st. Who's walking away with the cash, and who's earning that green jacket?
From office lunches to family celebrations, Cousin Subs has the crowd-pleasing catering you need. Choose from customizable party boxes, individual box lunches, fresh-baked cookies, and our classic party chips. Everything you need to satisfy any size group, big or small. Ordering is easy online or on the Cousins app, so you can focus on the fun, not the food. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org.
With your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, I'm Will Summers. This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Platteville Junior Grant Poppy. Poppy powered the Hillmen to a regional championship, leading Platteville to 3 postseason victories last week. He opened the playoffs with 12 points and 6 rebounds in a 76-66 win over River Valley. He followed that with a dominant 21-point, 14-rebound effort in a 71-50 win over Mauston. Then capped the title run with 27 points and 12 rebounds in a 72-61 regional final victory over Lodi. Earlier this season, Poppy also reached the 1,000-point career milestone as just a junior, cementing his place among the program's all-time leading scorers. Congratulations to Grant Poppy, your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
Spring is here, and living with your old, drafty, foggy, dirty, hard-to-open, bad windows is no longer an option. You deserve better windows and doors. At Siding Unlimited, we install top-of-the-line wood, vinyl, and fiberglass windows with options to fit your style, color, and design choices. Built for energy efficiency, installed by our professional craftsmen at Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited. Experience, integrity, craftsmanship. Visit sidingunlimited.com today.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Strouf running the show. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talk and text line. List is more. You can get us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. I guess I want to ask Brad a question that he asked Jason, because sometimes Jason Wilde, who just joined us, will do this to Brad. Did you ever go through a transition where you saw a defensive coordinator come in and change the scheme? Because you asked the 4-3 to 3-4, and we saw that change from Joe Barry to Jeff Hafley. Mm-hmm. And I guess, like, from a transition of year to year, I think that's easier to answer more than the personnel part. I think it'd be interesting to have somebody talk about that more than a punter.
You know, I had the same...
That was a low blow the way I said that.
In Carolina, had same D coordinator the whole time. Sean McDermott was the coach of the Buffalo Bills, and he just got fired. We did have a change in Jacksonville, but I believe we were always a 4-3 team from my first year to second year with them. From talking to guys, though, when it comes to scheme changes and new coaches, guys have preferences. Like, they're not going to say it to media. They're not going to, but guys prefer one system or over, usually because of whatever their skill set is, right? So, 3-4 to 4-3, or as Jason said, sort of a nickel-based package or whatever. When it comes to D-line and linebackers, your front seven, guys prefer certain areas of the line that they like to go up against. If you're, and you say, well, what's the difference between a 3-4 and a 4-3? You're still in the middle. Man, a guy that might be lined up between guard and tackle, much different than right up on the center, right? I mean, just how they feel like their game translate to going up against certain guys in certain areas of the line. So they're going to do it, whatever it is. Like, if Jonathan Gannon comes in and says we're doing a 3-4, they'll adjust.
I think Zaire Franklin, who they traded for, was not happy with the way that Indy was utilizing him. So
you saw a big drop-off in production. Now, you could also say that he's just using an excuse of a down year, whatever.
Well, we're going to find out.
Yeah, but guys do. Look at even Josh Jacobs, right? The way that Josh Jacobs likes to run the ball is actually different than the way that Matt LaFleur's system is based on operating. Aaron Jones is a better natural fit for the zone scheme that
running Matt outside.
Yep, and Josh Jacobs prefers more like powers and things like that
between those tackles.
Between the tackles, and you see a little bit of a. He's been productive and he's been very good, but we haven't seen him like he has been in Oakland or Las Vegas when he had 1,000 yards on first down alone.
Well, shoot, after contact, I tell you, he had a lot this year after contact for the Packers, and I think the key thing is yes, this isn't going to be a wholesale change.
That contact was
really early.
Yeah, it was at the line of scrimmage. It's not going to be a wholesale change, I don't believe, this year under Jonathan Gannon. But what we can look to is when Dom Capers came to Green Bay. Remember, we had a guy named Aaron Campman, really good with his hand in the ground.
Yes.
And really, that adjustment of standing up wasn't something that was going to fit him. But then at that time, Ted Thompson, he drafted B.J. Raji because you talked about shifting the defense, where the alignment is of the defensive lineman. You drafted a B.J. Raji to be that nose tackle. You drafted a Clay Matthews to rush off the end. So everybody has a different skill set. And when you look at the Packers' skill set, that's where Lukas Van Ness is interesting, because we'll see if he can probably stand up a little bit on the edge based off his size and his body type. He could be a guy that could probably stand up on the edge and rush off the edge, is what he may be asked to do. And he's going to be versatile, hand in the ground on the edge and standing up on the edge as well.
What I don't want the Packers front seven to do is to start to learn a new system and think too much, right? Especially on defense. It's so reactive. That's why guys prefer a certain area, because they feel like they can just react and play. They can have some level of advantage against whoever they're going against. A change in scheme, it's not going to affect a guy like Micah Parsons or anything like that. Edgerrin Cooper, I don't think. But some guys, they could be a B+ player in one system and a C- player in another system.
100%.
And for a coach, it's figuring out, okay, what's the ingredients I have? Is it better? That's why maybe the answer from Jonathan Gannon of, man, I can do whatever. I can implement whatever system I need based on my guys. That's why hopefully that's not just kind of coaching vernacular. That's like, hopefully it's legit.
Even for you, Brad, with what Jacksonville was asking you to do your last season with them, if you think you were on a different team that was expecting you to do something a little bit different, do you think your career would have been extended if you weren't asked to probably have?
Here we go.
This is
why are you going to do? He's having a good day.
No, because it legitimately is a thing.
I think we know the answer.
Yeah.
The answer is yes. We've discussed this.
Yeah, I mean,
they asked him to be more focused on putting it in spots versus getting like
defensive punter.
Bombs.
Is how I would say. A very defensive punter. They just felt like, if we're going to win games, it's going to be defense and it's going to be holding tight on special teams. We're not going to score a lot of points on offense, very run-centric. So I became a very defensive punter, whereas 25-plus other teams, because maybe some other teams are doing that. They don't think they have the personnel. They're just letting their guy rip, right? That means
they're trusting the special teams to make the plays, but you guys had a great defense, so there's no reason to put at risk.
Yep, exactly. So the short answer is yes. It's a great career.
Damn Jacksonville.
It's a heck of a career regret of mine, but they're just trying to be the team guy.
But that's the thing, is that can
we could have used another example. But just because you're staring at Brad, you had to tear him down to make your point. That's
not
crazy.
tear him down. No, but it was a personal example of how
it was very personal.
Plan can impact people's the careers.
Yeah, it can. And then just like that, but especially, I mean, look at like Zaire Franklin. He had great years.
No, let's go back to looking at you.
Yeah, and I had great years too. And then there wasn't a big drop off, but like my first year in Jacksonville, we had one scheme where it's like, let's go, let's make plays. Had a really good year, one of my best years. And then the next year, it was a down tick, not my worst year, but a slight down tick. Look at Zaire Franklin. He could say the same thing. Man, I had a great year in this system. Everything changes. I couldn't quite be the linebacker. I couldn't quite be the punter I wanted to be. So hopefully then the Packers can extract Franklin, put him in his system, have a great year. The problem is, as a punter, there's only 32 of them. The league moves on quickly.
Well, I'm going to be a shoulder to cry on for Brad here in the break,
Brad.
as we relive the ending of his career, thanks to Kyle, with Jacksonville making him punt more defensive strategy there. Way to go, Kyle.
Casualty, Kyle.
Yeah, take a Brad out for the overall point about the 3-4 that the Green Bay Packers are implementing.
He lived it.
Unnecessary.
Doubling down, tripling down, unbelievable. Wrap up the ESPN Wisconsin portion. Next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Ben, the irony of you saying this guy sounds like a tool and thinks he's better than everybody else.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. On this show, it's always football season.
I'm not overly concerned because it seems as if Green Bay's not overly concerned.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Everybody over there feels like this team was there. We got short-circuited with injuries. We have the right staff, we have the right people, and we have the right players. We just need to stay healthy, and we'll be champions.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
You asked and Carbless delivered. The fan favorite grapefruit flavor now has its own 4-pack all to itself. That bold, bright, perfectly balanced citrus taste that you've been pulling from the variety pack, it's now front and center in 4 cans, 1 box. Crisp, refreshing, not too sweet, and nothing else has changed. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, just 100 calories and gluten-free. Clean ingredients and big flavor. Always no compromises. Grab the new Carbless grapefruit 4-pack wherever you get your Carbless and find a location near you at drinkcarbless.com. Carbless, bold flavor, flavor in every sip.
Kyle Brust Nortman's Ben Brust here for Grimal and Associates Insurance. They do what anyone with a growing family, like myself, does. Protect what matters most. Grimal and Associates specializes in coverage that's tailored exactly to you. Clients aren't just policies. They're part of their community. Personalized American Family Insurance back service, expert guidance, and genuine commitment. Grimal and Associates focuses on building trusted relationships and providing peace of mind. The same values they've had for over 30 years in the Milwaukee area. Connect with Grimal and Associates at teamgrimal.com.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Josh DiMaggio here for Milwaukee Weight Loss. I've been on this journey since January and already lost 30 pounds. It's been easy, safe, and their team continue to help me reach my goals. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. And for a limited time, get $200 off the spring special. Book your free consultation at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary.
Prizes,
Flyaways,
even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
Buying or selling a home isn't just a transaction. It's one of life's biggest decisions.
That's why clarity, trust, and the right guidance matter, especially in an ever-changing market.
I'm Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
I'm John Lorenz.
And I'm Taylor Mangini. Our team delivers a white glove experience at every price point, combining expert negotiation, local insight, and genuine care.
Get started today with a team you can trust at wendorfteam.kw.com.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
Driven by faith, gratitude, and results.
Screaming Sicilian, more is amore. Screaming Sicilian, more is amore. Amore, pepperoni, amore, mozzarella, amore. Screaming Sicilian,
Screaming Sicilian frozen pizza. More toppings, more flavor. More is amore.
Bike crash? Call Gruber Offices. One call, that's all.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, reading your text on the Carbless Talking text line. Petey Pablo, you've been making me laugh today. 800-990-ESPN. YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, at ESPN Madison. Strouf's running the show. So, Kyle made the most outrageous statement before the show today.
What did I say?
He said, I went golfing yesterday.
Oh, I did.
No, you didn't go golfing. You went to the driving range. This man made it seem like he played 18 yesterday.
This is how you know he's not a golfer. I went golfing. No, he went to the range.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That is my extent of golfing, is going to the range at this point.
And you were hitting bombs, I heard.
I was killing it. I was gripping it and ripping it.
Yeah,
baby,
how
like
far?
I was John Day. 200.
200?
200.
200.
Wow. 200.
Are you sure?
I was driving. Yeah, I'm sure.
You were hitting your driver 200.
I was hitting my driver 200.
How many times did you do that?
And you feel like you hit
once.
that's really far?
Yeah. Can you hit 200 yards?
With a 4-iron.
Yeah, it's like a hybrid.
Strouf can't hit a golf ball.
What are y'all hitting? Wait a minute. 200's not far?
No.
Not for a driver.
Well, maybe I hit it more than 200.
Kyle,
no, you did.
Strouf whiffed a golf ball 7 times.
I've gotten better at golf over the years, though.
Oh, I don't believe that for crap.
I pretty, on average, can drive like 170, 180.
Oh, well,
and you've seen him.
Well, maybe I drove
swing a
it
golf
more than
ball.
200 did. I don't know. I need to count. I am during the
You
break.
should be hitting at 350 minimum.
I am hell no. Hell no.
Dude, I was like, dang.
Hell no.
Come on,
What
you
do
guys got to learn to be like, dude, 350 is easy.
Wait, so what are you driving, Brad?
I mean, 275 easy.
Damn. What are you?
Like 250, 275.
250, 275. Well, I need to call this golf course and see what was I driving it. Cause
It's not a golf course.
Okay, driving range.
You ain't hitting anything over 200 with the vernacular.
Was it
you're
like
using
an
right
electronic range?
No, it was
just like a normal driving range.
It was a driving range.
And your eyesight is trying to figure out how far
With
it's
those
going?
thick-ass glasses?
I didn't know what.
Can you
what
even
the
see
flag
the
was.
ball past
Hell,
100 yards?
I was just putting my hand up like, ooh, look at that thing fly. I'm telling y'all, I was driving. They said, Kyle, you just got to try to hit it straight. And so, all right, here I go.
Try to hit it straight. Great advice.
Horrible advice.
Oh, y'all should have seen. You saw my swing.
Yeah.
I was
Stiff.
Any good?
He's very stiff.
No, but I can.
He's got like a Charles Barkley backswing, not so like rigid,
that's
but
not
like
good.
he's not really getting much rotation within his.
I was
trunk.
driving at 200. Now I got to call him. Now
Kyle.
maybe I was driving at 250.
Do you think they were tracking it for you?
No, because I'm gonna ask them. The white flag way back there. How far?
I'll call
is
him right
that?
now. Send me the
Okay,
name of the play.
I'll send it to you. I want to know.
Just where were you?
I was at Missing Links out there off of 43, off of Highland Road. I got videos
And you hit it to
everything.
the white flag, confirmed.
Oh yeah, pass.
Oh,
Pass the white flag. The far one in the back. I got videos.
You
to
have your
prove
own
it.
clubs?
Huh?
You have your own clubs?
Yeah, I got my own clubs.
Yeah.
When's the last time you swung a golf club
Bro,
before
I'm
that?
gonna tell you this. I'm gonna be honest. It's been a while, but I'm gonna be honest. I did 18 holes once in my life. Last time I did it, it was like 85 degrees. It was like
they don't put the distances on
They
the
don't.
website.
I gotta find at Brookfield, the one off the freeway in Brookfield.
Yeah.
that one. It was 18 holes. Boy, let me tell you, I was drenched. I said, I'm never doing this again. It took like 4.5 hours.
That's only a par 3 and par 4 course, I think.
You are absolutely right, and it took forever.
Wow.
I was drenched.
You're going to have to learn to enjoy that peace and quiet and time. It's a good hobby to have when you
Four
once have
hours
children.
is crazy.
It's a little good.
It also can cause problems.
What is it?
Did someone from the driving range
Yeah,
call?
I just talked to him, and I said, yeah. So he said he hit it out to the white. I'm listening to the radio right now, and a guy on ESPN said he hit it out all the way out to the white flag, and she kind of giggled at me, and she said, "The white flag." I said, "That's what you said, right, Kyle? The white flag."
The white flag in the back.
I said, "The white flag in the back," and she said, "It's about 65 yards."
Oh no! No! You can call her back. Now she's lying. I'm gonna tell her she's disrespectful.
How many white flags are out there,
bro? A lot.
No. Well, then why didn't you say that?
Well, she said the white flag.
No, dude.
She said that's 65 yards.
Bradley Nortman. You can't see it. You saw the video. I hit it more than 65 yards.
Joseph 17 doesn't work out, and he's hitting 265 daily.
Damn. Is that? I don't know.
Kim chimes in post baby with a back injury, and she drives at 180. You had to have hit it further.
This is the equivalent of Strouf not benching 195.
Well, you know what?
95.
Yes, this is a tough look.
I need to
You
do
were
some
proud
more,
of it.
I need to do some more
65
research.
felt like 200 yards is those glasses.
I told baby girl dad, I said, what you think that's at least 200? He said, yeah, that's 200 at least. I said, oh, look at me. Look at me. Now he's a golfer. He didn't say nothing. I didn't realize I sounded
He's trying
stupid.
to be too nice.
He
You're marrying
was
his
trying to
daughter.
be too nice. He should have told me.
Did he give you any swing tips? Or he just said
hit him straight, bud. When someone says hit him straight, you know you're a lost cause.
He doesn't want you to be good.
So that's the white flag there. There's one back behind that. There's one behind it. How far you think that?
So which one you hit?
Why are you giving it to Brad?
Because Brad, he golfs. It's not that one. The one behind that one. So how far you think that first one is?
I don't know. I only see one white flag.
How far you think that is?
The
65
the
yards.
flag that I do see?
Yeah,
65 yards.
I mean, it's 65 yards. That's 65 yards. If I've
Give
ever
me my
seen
damn
65
phone.
yards,
Give me my phone.
if I've seen over 65 yards, that's 65.
Strouf
That's an approach wedge.
didn't call that lady. You over here lying on my name.
No, I saw somebody call in to talk to Strouf from the golf course.
I'm about to call this damn place now. Man, who been to Missing Links before out there in McQuan? Let me know how far I was hitting it.
You're ridiculous.
I need to know.
Giannis is now throwing another movie into social media. This time it's last time was I'm not leaving. This time 2 minutes.
Show that never ends.
we've got an accident on 894 westbound right at the ramp from Loomis off on the right shoulder. So careful with that. Delays coming out of the Mitchell interchange. On eastbound 894, we got backups out of the Hale interchange to Forest Home. Southbound 43 backing up from Keefe all the way down through the Marquette. Northbound slowing from Kilbourne up towards North Avenue. More delays heading north from Locust up towards Keefe. And then we got eastbound 94 backing up before Hawley Road all the way to 35th. Westbound 35th Street to Hawley Road. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, increasing clouds, a low of 29. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a high of 48. Weather's brought to you by Infinity Exteriors, dedicated to saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Mother Nature can be unpredictable. Your roof siding and windows shouldn't be. We install peace of mind with transparency and quality guaranteed. Visit infinityexteriors.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is ready to slip someone into a green jacket. The next tournament of the season's here, and there's $1,000 in cash prizes. Hey, ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Ellison, inviting you to a two-man scramble at Georgia Golf Club, all played on Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center's spacious, state-of-the-art simulators. Sign up now at wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com. It's just $120 per team, and all teams must compete their round by March 31st. Who's walking away with the cash, and who's earning that green jacket?
At Saturn Lounge, we know if your marketing actually worked, you would know. Your website would perform, not just exist. Your storytelling would inspire, not fall flat. Your integrated campaigns would create impact, not excuses. There'd be no refreshing dashboards, no waiting on a report to explain what happened. It's time to generate quality leads and turn them into customers. Let's make it happen with Saturn Lounge, your marketing partner for clear, measurable results. Visit us today at SaturnLounge.com. When marketing works, it shows.
Hey, this is Homer. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. The 414 Hour on KBN is brought to you by Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited is Wisconsin's leader in Pella window installation. Looking for new windows, siding, roof, and doors? Visit them at sidingunlimited.com.
It's the 414 Hour ad folk on KBN. 414 gripping. 414 and ripping. 414 like me. 414 the new 414 Tiger Woods of the 414. That's me. 414.
This is all a lie and a sham.
Tiger. 414. I called the lady. She said I hit it.
You hit what? You called lady? She said you hit it?
No. We talking about golf balls. No.
Hey. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Strouf is running the show. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talking text line. Women's tee box Wallace to my right.
We've got a lot of controversy on our hands.
We got to go to the goal. We got to go.
We called the lady.
We got great partners that will help set this up for us.
We called the lady, and
because
she thought it was 190 was the furthest. Someone else in the background said, "Oh yeah, it's 225."
And then Kyle's like, "But I was to the left over there by this." But so there's a
and then
lot
they said, that's at least 225. I said, "Wait a minute."
And by the way, 225, you're like flexing your muscles like you hit it 300.
Bro, I don't golf.
We can tell.
You didn't see my swing.
We did a remote in American Family Fields X Golf before. I've seen your swing.
Oh yeah. My swing's not great.
It's broke.
But I'm
like you.
I'm the dread-headed Tiger Woods, baby. What you talking about?
He's gonna show up in all Tiger gear tomorrow. He's going to the store.
Yeah, that's
New
me.
Tiger
We
logo.
gotta go now. Now we gotta go.
200 yards is a full-grown man is not airwaves worthy to gloat about. It's starting to feel like you're Alex Strouf, Joseph in the 608.
It was, listen, KBN Nation, I didn't know. It was more than 200 yards. She even thought it might have been 250.
She didn't know what was left from right.
They said it. They said the red. They said the red flag. I hit it past the red flag, and the red flag 225. I put it way past the red flag. I wasn't even thinking about the red flag. The red flag was in the front.
You're so annoying.
Dude, I can't.
You're bragging about 225 right now. This is so embarrassing for you.
I didn't know how good I was.
I'd love to see you putt.
Just let me go on the putt. Let me putt. Give me a couple rounds of putt. I'm there.
How about we test out, your wedge game?
Oh, not a lot of touch.
Well, what?
Y'all won't believe me on this one.
No, you're right. We won't. That's right.
You are
we will not.
right.
We will not believe
the
you.
Brookfield Golf Course. Have you ever been there, Brad?
Yes, I have.
You just asked him that last segment.
Hole number 18 is an easy hole. It's a par 3.
It is very easy.
And I got a par 3 on that one. Swear to God. Every other one I was off.
You are acting like Alex Strouf right now. This is really bad.
Bro, it's like if
you're crowning yourself in non-crownable moments.
This is like Alex Strouf actually benching 95 pounds. That's how incredible. I'm not good at golf, but
that's why you should stop.
I'm just
compared yourself to him,
Alex,
at his lowest moment.
When you get, maybe it's 135. When you get to 135, you'll be able to celebrate like me. I'm telling you, I'm excited.
What's going to happen first for Peter is a great.
I don't know.
This is a great either or, which is also part of the Wheel of Strouf. What's going to happen first? Kyle driving 300 yards or Strouf benching 200?
Oh, it'll be Kyle 300.
Goodness.
That's not even close.
Wow. So you are already giving up on your fitness journey.
200
Classic.
pounds? Kyle's not even lifting 200.
Wait, whoa. Wait a minute now. Why you got what? What? You see how you just gonna throw me under the bus as if I even attempted it? Now, why you do that? I haven't exposed you at all. We've been in the gym working out.
Expose his ass.
No, we've been working out for a month, and I have not said anything negative. I've been positive.
We've worked out twice.
As soon as you had the opportunity to try to throw me under the bus, I even tried 200. I pumped out 185, but you sitting there still pumping out 85. So I'm 100. I'm 100 ahead of you, and you have the audacity after I gave you the respect and dignity and decency not to air your ass out for not even trying 95 and being a little scary scary person about it, because women can bench more than 95 pounds.
That is true. We have evidence.
Girls can bench more than 95
And we have evidence of that too, Jason Wilde's daughter.
For you to do that is disrespectful. I even tried 200 because I wasn't there yet.
So wait,
I can't believe you did that.
It's been a month since you've attempted 95. You haven't even attempted to put that up again yet?
It's the scene of the crime, Brad.
Scene of the crime, Brad.
Oh, Strouf.
I'm just trying to get what's up right
Dude,
now.
come on.
It's all about form.
He be shaking in his boots thinking of 95.
You've shifted your form since then, right?
I have, yes.
You haven't done 95 in a month and you've been working out?
I've only benched twice since then.
3 times.
No, we didn't go yesterday.
That was my
Yeah,
fourth
by
time.
the way, Ron of the Key is not Ron of the Key has not been updating me on the workout counter. Have you been slipping a little bit?
Oh, he didn't work out
I
this
had
weekend.
a little bit of a slip. I overslept today.
Oh my gosh. We're not
Bro, remember when I told him that day 20 was going to be hard and you're not going to get your ass out of bed? And he goes, but Ben, it's me.
It's me.
For those who missed it, Strouf embarrassed himself in front of 10 million people on the internet and couldn't bench 95 pounds.
I don't think anybody
Just in case they don't have social media, they need to know that the producer of our show was outlifted by many people in this world.
The embarrassment has worn off. That's the problem.
Have we looked at what percentage of...
Can we talk for a moment? Ben, it's me. Ben.
You've done this. I don't fall for this.
I will admit, the last time I went to the gym was Thursday morning.
Damn!
Oh, been a few days. I overslept today. I had an early one today because me and Ben recorded the wildly popular March Mode by our 2 foremost college basketball experts.
Trash!
I will be back in the gym tomorrow. I'll be back in the gym Wednesday. I'll be back in the gym Thursday, and maybe even Friday.
Do you know how fast muscle atrophy occurs?
I don't know what that means.
His body ain't never went through that, Brad.
Muscle atrophy is when your muscles start to degrade because you haven't used them. 48 hours.
Well, then...
48 hours. So now you're starting benching
Brad,
at least twice a week.
I'm making up for 15 years of muscle atrophy.
Well, that's a powerful statement. You should be benching at least twice a week. You should have benched at least 8 times by now. Since the
I only
disaster.
bench on I do the
You only bench on Sundays is crazy.
Well, I do the chest press, I do the incline. That kind of counts, right?
That definitely counts as
reps.
reps.
That counts.
It's
but are you pushing yourself?
He can't bench by himself. He may die. What are we doing? Don't y'all remember the USC player that had the bar
the neck.
Yeah, the neck. That could be strong.
Right. Yeah, but that was 225 on the neck.
Imagine if he didn't have his voice, he would be nothing. Nothing.
He wouldn't have muscles or a voice.
What else can
Strouf's
he do?
voice is his biggest asset.
It
by
really
a long
is.
shot.
He's
by a
going to have
long
one of them
shot.
boxes.
Yeah, like what else can he do without having that voice? That is the God's gift that he has gotten. Everything else is just awful. He's not just lying it because he knows it's true.
Strouf, next Sunday, do 95.
Okay.
With Kyle.
Okay.
Report back.
Sounds good.
See, he says it.
Ben, Kyle, and Brad maybe should watch their mouths when they're talking to Strouf and prove they can do what he is doing.
95 pounds? Is that a joke?
Come on.
Is that what we're defending me on?
Is that a joke?
There's got to be better things to defend me on.
I told you when I went to the gym, I had to just think like, okay, is 95 pounds that hard? And when I pumped it out, I couldn't believe how easy it was.
Ryan from McGuanago, I'm telling you, and I know you can pump that out very easy. It's like sad that we're talking about this for our guy Alex Strouf. The Strouf versus Wallace decathlon.
What was it? It isn't swimming?
We can pick 10 events.
10 events?
I'm in.
Events.
I know you're in. Kyle will back off like he always does.
10 events? I mean, I can beat him in
Well,
most
you
events.
should choose 3. You should choose 3. Ben and I should choose 2, and KBN Nation should choose 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Something like that.
800-990-3776.
All right.
But I need, before I do this, I need verbal contract between you two saying, yes, you are in for the decathlon.
I will write up a KBN legally, not legally, but KBN legally binding contract that I will have printed by the commercial break.
I don't need a signature. Your voice is as good as...
But there's a punishment if we don't complete it after signing it.
Okay.
That's what I want to bake into the cake.
But the problem is Kyle's going to find a way to back out if you don't print this out and have him sign in front of his face right now.
I'm on it.
Well, this misconception of me backing out of stuff, let's just be honest. I am the only person that really follows through on stuff here. Ben still owes a whole lawn to be cut. Strouf over here, he's supposed to be dressing up. He's supposed to be dressing up. So, you know what?
You only went into your shoulders in Lake Michigan. You can't talk about follow through.
You know what? I'm going to do it.
All right.
I'm going to do it. But I have one caveat.
Of course.
The most I'm running is a mile. After a mile,
that's fine. That's fine. If that's the only caveat,
that's the only.
That's fine.
Your boy,
if that's the only caveat, we can do that.
Caveat. I just want to do a follow up though.
Oh my God! How many caveats are there going to be on
this?
Not
a caveat. I have a follow up question. Are all 10 events being completed on the same day?
No.
I can't do that.
2 a day for a week.
We'll figure it out. We'll give ourselves a 2-week time frame.
If Kyle backs out,
Kyle ain't backing out.
If Kyle backs out, 1 week suspension from the program.
Whoa, a paid suspension. Oh, my God. Oh, no.
All right, since I'm taking Kyle as a man of his word right now.
No, Strouf.
Kyle and Strouf are going to do a decathlon against each other. 10 events. Kyle chooses 3. Strouf chooses 3. Brad and I choose 2. KBN Nation, you choose 2. Choose 2 events for Strouf and Kyle. 800-990-3776. We're going to start getting what they should do from KBN Nation in the decathlon. But before we do that, somehow, some way, Andy in Grafton is currently listening to us at Missing Links, where Kyle claims to have driven the ball past 200
Come
yards.
on, Andy. Let me know what it is.
Oh, all right. So I'm going to step out the door here.
Right.
I'm looking.
All right, to the left. And you see the hill.
Oh, so were you all the way outdoors?
I was all the way outdoors to the left. And then and then kind of in the middle to the left towards the end, there's a white flag with the mound, and then there's another white flag behind that. I hit it to the one behind that. How far is that? Don't laugh. You're gonna have me nervous.
I mean, I don't go all the way down there to hit ball. Jeez.
But now,
that's where the amateurs go.
Just a little bit, just a little bit to the left. A little out the doors to the left before you get to the parking lot. Right out there.
Parking lot.
I was 3 bays in. Is that what they call it, bays?
Sure. Yeah.
I was 3 bays in.
Yep.
And you see that little
He
mound?
heard. There's a white flag with a mound. There's a white flag behind it. We've heard it.
Come on now, Andy.
Oh, okay. So the first white flag.
Yes, sir.
That's just for hitting pitch shots. That's 60 yards.
Yeah, 65.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, something like that.
And what's the one after that?
And then the next white one with the red stick.
Red stick, white flag.
Red and white stick. Yep. It's up on top of a green, a fake green. I would say that is about a 7-iron.
What after that?
Hold on.
Wait, what's
It's like 100 and... It's probably like 180.
Sounds about right. That's exactly. We have 180, 195, 200. Andy Grafton, go hit some balls. Enjoy your day.
Wait a minute.
Andy gone.
Andy gets
Andy
left.
gone.
How far does a 7-iron go?
About 165 to 170.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Man, Andy paused for effect, too. You know, he said it's about...
100-meter freestyle is going to be so good from KVN Nation.
Oh, can you swim, Strouf?
Yes, two bad swimmers doing the 100-meter freestyle. We got to talk about Giannis next, but I'm going to see all these because we have a binding contract between Strouf and Kyle to do a decathlon. Kyle chooses 3 events. Strouf chooses 3 events. Brad and I choose 2 together, and you, KVN Nation, we'll take your 2 best ones at 800-990-3776, and we'll have 10 events. Strouf versus Kyle, a punishment on the line. We'll get it all figured out together. This is wonderful. Might have to add driving range to this. Giannis is bye-bye, probably. Next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
That is completely unacceptable. It is unacceptable for a team to
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable. Is acceptable? Unacceptable?
Unacceptable.
Unaccessible. Wait.
What?
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
We're still dealing with an accident on 894 westbound, right about at Loomis. It is off on the right shoulder. There's about 3 cars pulled over there. We got backups coming out of the Mitchell interchange to that point. On the bypass, heading southbound, you're going to see delays from Beloit Road all the way down through the Hale interchange onto 894 eastbound past Forest Home. Southbound 43, we've got backups from Locust down and over the high-rise bridge. Northbound's going to be slow over the high-rise through the Marquette up past Locust to Burleigh. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, increasing clouds, a low of 29. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with a high of 48. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Spring is here, and that means it's time for Brewers baseball.
Is a fly ball deep center field, back to the track. Bye-bye baseball, Christian Yelich.
The Crew open up the season at home against the Chicago White Sox on March 26th. Stay up to date with all your Brewers opening day coverage on ESPN Milwaukee. Presented by KB Excursions, Carbliss, and National Liquor Mart. 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Spring is here, and living with your old, drafty, foggy, dirty, hard-to-open, bad windows is no longer an option. You deserve better windows and doors. At Siding Unlimited, we install top-of-the-line wood, vinyl, and fiberglass windows with options to fit your style, color, and design choices. Built for energy efficiency, installed by our professional craftsmen at Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited. Experience, integrity, craftsmanship. Visit sidingunlimited.com today.
How are things at Kessler's Greenfield, Kelly?
Fantastic. I heard you have an idea for springtime. I love spring. I have a big collection of new life to show you.
New life is a spring thing.
Show us. I call it crosses and clovers. These are amazing. Well done, Kelly.
These are stunningly unique.
Kelly, the surface of this 4-leaf clover is fantastic. What's it made of? Sarah, the surface of that lucky 4-leaf clover is made of crushed black diamonds. Wow. I'm buying this one. How much? $185. In yellow gold vermeil, it's just $270. This cross? $90.
And these initials pendants?
These are $60.
Clovers, crosses, and personalized pendants.
And a leprechaun that says they're magically delicious. Sarah, that's a breakfast cereal.
Kelly, you've done well.
Extremely well. Extremely very well. Happy springtime, everyone.
To find the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Rain-X wipers are the #1 wiper blades in America. That means all kinds of drivers choose Rain-X. Big drivers in small cars choose Rain-X. Small drivers in big cars choose Rain-X. Drivers with long hair and short commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with short hair and long commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with pets on board, babies on board, and bored babies on board choose Rain-X. Basically, drivers who love a clear view of the road all choose Rain-X wipers. the #1 wiper blades in America.
Progressive knows you think the grass is always greener, like maybe you ride a motorcycle. But today, it's raining. So you wish you had an RV, but if you did, you'd have to listen to some guy parked next to it at a campsite plays acoustic guitar. Now, before you start wishing you had a boat, remember, your brother-in-law would invite himself every weekend.
Permission to come aboard, Captain?
But one thing that is greener is the money you could save when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The decathlon between Kyle Wallace and Alex Strouf will be epic. 3 events chosen by Kyle, 3 events chosen by Strouf, 2 chosen by Brad and I, and 2 from KBN Nation, but the 2 from Brad and I might turn into 4 from KBN Nation because they're putting some apple bobbing.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that would be good.
Love that.
That is so
100-meter hurdles.
Oh,
hate that.
Yeah. I mean, that could you could definitely get injured, but with Alex Strouf, I have to worry about it. I can just slowly go through it.
Oh, man. Some of these are really good. I can't wait to see what we can get approved.
It had to be low hurdle, though. The high hurdle would be disastrous.
Ooh, dangerous.
That would be disastrous.
Strouf can't get over 1 hurdle. Oh, goodness. We'll continue. I'm seeing all of these. I can very easily copy and paste any of your text messages or YouTube comments. Again, 800-990-3776, Carbless Talk and Text line. For the Strouf, Kyle Wallace decathlon. That being said, Giannis loves social media. Big social media guy, huh? I feel like this is
recently.
This is where all the info comes out. Well, the recent news is Jimmy Haslam, Wes Eden sat down with Ramona Shelburne for an interview. Huh?
For some odd reason.
Yes, for them to basically say Giannis is going to be traded or he is going to sign a Supermax, which is weird to me because you don't want to publicly state that because you're going to be losing the leverage if he's not going to sign the Supermax. It's like, all right, we're trading him, and then like it's an offer of like who can offer the most but the least because you know he's being traded, especially when you have the opportunity at the trade deadline. So we'll see if it gets there. Obviously, the Buck season's done. They're like mathematically very close to being eliminated from the play-in. They did win the other day. Congratulations. That doesn't help.
What a comeback. Good effort down in Phoenix, baby.
Worst draft pick.
We'll hear from a short clip from the movie Air with Matt Damon talking about Nike and Jordan coming together. This is what Giannis posted.
Money can buy you almost anything. It can't buy you immortality. That you have to earn.
Powerful.
Well, message delivered. Message very delivered.
I tell you what, all it says to me is Giannis is gone, 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 because Giannis wants immortality. You know what you need in immortality in the NBA rankings world? You need multiple championships. And Giannis ain't going to get that with the Milwaukee Bucks. He's basically saying to you, money to me, no longer the most important factor. Immortality, NBA immortality is. So to me, Giannis has been interesting about social media and putting what he feels out there. Remember the whole Wolf of Wall Street? I ain't leaving. After the trade deadline, this is basically the I ain't leaving. This is basically the declaring your intentions.
Bro, Kyle, you're right. He's emotional. He's swinging emotionally right now.
Did you see his social media on the weekend? He was on one. I didn't even see this video until y'all told me about it. His social media throughout the whole weekend, he was an emotional roller coaster. And this right here, this should be the period. This should put the nail in the coffin so Bucks fans understand. He just told you, damn with the money. He doesn't care about the money. He doesn't care how much more money he can get with the Bucks. He is focused on winning a championship. He is focused on making history, and making history will not happen in Milwaukee. Giannis just told the Milwaukee Bucks, he just told the organization, he just told the city, the state of Wisconsin and Milwaukee, I ain't staying. I'm not staying. I'm leaving. Complete opposite of what he said just a couple months ago.
Yeah, but this was a moment that I have been operating in my brain through the lens of Giannis when he sat down intimately with his brother Thanasis on Thanasis' show. And obviously we have a very fun event TALiveshow.com to get tickets. There's some buy one, get one opportunities right now. Strouf will get that promo code for me. ESPN WI BOGO, you can plug that in. Buy one, get one for Thanalysis this Friday at the Riverside Theater. This back in April of last year. We're almost coming up on a year of Giannis and TA sitting down with each other talking about his goals.
It's in the past, and the way you won then, that's not the way you're going to win in the future, right? So that's in the past. Now we're just gotta create some new memories. So yeah, I'm trying to win a second ring, man. I really believe it. And I'll say this here. This is one of my goals. Like, everybody plays to win, but like me not having a second championship, like, I look back at my career and everybody can say, oh, he had an incredible career, active Hall of Famer, first ballot, whatever. But like me, my personal goal, like, if I'm not able to help my team win a second ring, like, I'm letting down myself.
Letting down myself if I cannot help my team win a second ring. Now, what his team is may not be the Milwaukee Bucks forever, but it's very clear that the legacy of a second championship is important because there's a lot of guys with one. And he wants to be looked at as a top 20 NBA player of all time, and I don't think you get there without a second ring.
It's so hard to play for one team and to win multiple championships. In the days of guys being able to win one at one place, they're not 100% over. But when you look at San Antonio had an infrastructure that was designed when Pop got there. They got David Robinson, then they sucked, and then they ended up getting for a year because David got hurt, and they got Tim Duncan. And they have been a model of success for going on almost 30 years right now. You're talking about L.A. Lakers, which are the Los Angeles Lakers. They're a huge, big city. They're a big market that the stars are going to come to. And so what Giannis did in Milwaukee is already special. But if he would have did it twice in Milwaukee and stayed in the city of Milwaukee, it would have been unheard of. Unheard of. Even Kareem and Oscar only got one here in Milwaukee. Like, this is so hard to do. And so I'm not mad at him because he already brought something to Milwaukee that we hadn't saw in 50 years. And I'm telling Giannis, go ahead to greener pasture somewhere else where you actually have a legitimate shot to reach your goals of winning the championship.
Yeah, and in order for Milwaukee to actually win that championship in 2021, they had to pull out all the stops, right? Chris Middleton had to hit. You had to go acquire Brook Lopez. You had to trade for Drew Holiday. You had to go out and get PJ Tucker. I mean, all these guys that were major parts of it basically had to sell the farm, sell the system, and then trying to recreate that going forward has only deteriorated the team. At the time, it seemed like, admirable swings at it, trying to get Dame and trying to get Miles Turner and just doing all the things. But the reality is this team's not a championship team. And Giannis has, he even talks about having immortality. He's probably realizing at the age of 31 years old that his NBA career has mortality to it. The time is clicking. It's not counting up. It's counting down. And he needs to look at it and say, you know what? My opportunity to be one of the greatest players in the world, it's going by very, very quickly. And so he ain't going to do it here in Milwaukee, and I don't blame him one bit. I'll be rooting for him when he's on a different team.
Strouf, it's your chance to be the glass half full guy. It's going to be tough. I heard you try and do this on Mr. Irrelevant on Friday. Didn't go so well for you.
Yeah, dang.
All right, that's Alex Strouf on the sales pitch to Giannis of why he should be a Milwaukee Buck and why he has a second chance, second time to win a championship.
Well, I mean, honestly, why would we want Giannis to have to suffer through this?
When you start with that's never good.
No, why would we want Giannis to go through this again? We have tried over and over to prove that we can build a roster around him. At a certain time, you just realize we've tried everything that we could. We exhausted everything. We're to the point now where we're not even a month of April yet, and the Bucks are out of it. They're not they're not even making the play-in. It is completely over. And at this point, it's in the best interest of them to tank. It's in the best interest to lose. That's why they asked Giannis to, kindly not play the rest of the season because there's nothing to gain. And the Bucks really let everybody know, like, hey, we want to shut him down because either next year we want him to be healthy for the Bucks on his extension, or we want him to be healthy when we trade him somewhere else.
If you have one superstar on a team and the rest of the guys are just blah, right? I won't call them trash because they're NBA players, but they're just blah. They're not a championship team. If he's a young superstar, at least there's hope because you're like, oh man, this is fun. Maybe what this could be. When he's an older superstar like Giannis, it's just sad. It feels like you're just holding his career captive. And the Bucks have already put it out there. Sign the extension or we're going to trade you. All the extension means is more money. He's already got money. They out there beyond Milwaukee is something that we can't provide him. That's a championship.
Friday, April 10th at 7 p.m. is the last home game of the regular season for the Milwaukee Bucks against the Brooklyn Nets.
Sell out.
Antetokounmpo Day.
Yeah, it should be.
One last
Bring
day.
up Alex. Start TA, Alex, and Giannis.
Oh, that'd be great.
That would be cool.
Yeah, and then Giannis comes out pretty quickly in that
No,
game.
he just fouls.
Oh, yeah, and he get him out and get a round of applause.
Or you tell the Nets, hey, can you just go dunk, and then we'll let you dunk, and then we'll take everybody out.
No, they should. They should really think about doing that.
2-2.
But something tells me Giannis isn't about ceremonious anything, right? Like he's all or nothing. Which makes this hard because if he's not competing for championships, what is he doing?
So what he gonna do? If Doc Rivers subs him out the game, he gonna stand on the court and delay the game?
I bet you he'd say, "I'm not going to do some dog and pony show to say goodbye."
But don't tell him it's a dog and pony show. Say Alex proved to us enough. We want to call him up. The Nasties, we worked hard in practice. We're gonna start you. We're gonna start off. LeBron did it with Brian, and we can do it with the Antetokounmpo bros.
I bet you 3 brothers have never been on the NBA court together.
Yeah, I bet you that's true. On the same team, no.
I don't know, maybe back in the 50s, there might have been.
Only 3 brothers on the court were black brothers.
Homer will be here
I ain't
soon.
talking about last name.
Homer might know.
Has there ever been 3 NBA players that are brothers on the same team playing at the same time?
Yeah.
I know the Watts were at one point, J.J. Watt, T.J. Watt, Derek Watt. I believe they all played against one another one time.
Yes, because 2 of them were on one team.
Yeah.
Oh, it just goes with famous big threes.
Yeah, that's
LeBron, Dwayne, Bosch, Curry, Clay, Draymond, Giannis, Thanasis, Alex, Larry Bird, Mikhail Parrish. Yeah, so they're already on the list here.
There you go.
Strouf, I want the contract of the Alex Strouf, Kyle Wallace decathlon in my hand next segment. I need the contract. I need the binding contract. I'll run it through legal. I'll run it through HR. I'll do all the necessary things to make sure this thing is off the ground because I have too many good ideas from KBN Nation as you two are going to face off as a battle of strong-willed. Young man's a little strong for Kyle. Young man and seasoned man against each other in this decathlon. But unlike Strouf, you can invest, this is mean, in a home and do things with your home.
Oh, yeah, you sure can invest. I'm like, oh, yeah, home stuff is cool. With Universal Windows Direct, I'm telling y'all this right now. I was just bragging about my beautiful UWD windows, especially as the weather just changes a little bit. It is so great to know that when it gets cold outside, when I turn my heat on, the heat stays in my home. That is the quality that you get when you work with Universal Windows Direct. And right now, when you work with Universal Windows Direct, you buy one window, you get one free. You buy 2 windows, you get 2 free. There is absolutely no limit. Plus, you get 24 months with no payments and no interest, giving you 2 full years to enjoy the comfort before paying a single dime. And this month, they are offering $500 off your next home improvement project. What are you waiting for? Update your homes. If they're old, they're outdated, they got the chip paint, I got the perfect solution for you. It's Universal Windows Direct. Call them today at 414-410-2000 or visit universalwindowsdirect.com to schedule your free in-home estimate today. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Say a lot about Alex Strouf, but I'll say one thing. He listens better than Kyle Wallace. I'll have that contract in my hand next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
I'm with you on moving on.
Yeah, move on. Like a bad relationship.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Bit slow on northbound 41, starting from before Mayfair Road all the way up past Burleigh. A little bit more past Capitol Drive, heading towards Hampton as well. Southbound 43, we've got backups from North Avenue down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. Northbound's backed up as well through the Marquette, stretching all the way up past Burleigh there. We've got eastbound 94 heavy from 70th Street all the way through to 35th. The westbound side is going to be 35th Street, slow all the way to Hawley Road. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mostly cloudy with a low of 30. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a high of 50. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Wisconsin weather doesn't wait, and neither should you. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we make upgrading your home simple. Right now, order today and get 0% interest until 2032. You heard me right. 0% interest all the way until 2032. Upgrade your windows and doors now and pay over time without paying interest. With our 10-year limited warranty, you can feel confident in your investment. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. 3/31/2026.
And ESPN Radio Extra Point with Harry Douglas.
I thought St. John's winning the Big East tournament and convincingly beating UConn twice, once in the regular season and then in the Big East championship game, I thought they were going to be higher than a 5 seed. Not only were they just a 5 seed, UConn, who lost to St. John's twice this season, including in the championship game in the Big East tournament, they're a 2 seed. But not only are St. John's a 5 seed and UConn a 2 seed, Freddie, they're both in the East region.
Don't get me started.
They played 3 times this season already, Freddie.
I know.
Why are these 2 teams in the same region? It makes no sense to me. Let me keep going, though. I got another one for you.
All right.
You have Louisville.
Same region, by the way.
Same region. If Louisville wins their first round game and Michigan State it wins their first round game, they play each other in the round of 32. Who made this bracket again?
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Every March, are brackets the only thing you can think about? Do you have symptoms such as constant bracket obsession or moderate to severe bracket-related distractions? You may be living with bracket brain. Thankfully, there's ESPN Tournament Challenge, the #1 proven way to treat bracket brain right at the source. So this March, download the ESPN Tournament Challenge app, fill out your men's bracket, and get you and your brain in the game. ESPN Tournament Challenge. Play the #1 bracket game. Presented by Allstate.
Beautiful day for Brewers baseball. Brats in one hand, your Brewers checking card from Associated Bank is in the other. And with a tap, it's 20% off gear at the Brewers team store. An express entry so you can tailgate longer. And up to 50% off home game tickets. All that power, all for the crew. Only with Brewers checking from Associated Bank. Join the crew at AssociatedBank.com/Brewers. Member FDIC.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Kyle's already backing out of the decathlon in the break, which is
the
great.
Biggest liar.
No, I'm not.
Spin zone.
Brad.
Thank you. Spin zone.
No.
I'm looking here on the Carbless Talking Text line as we have created the Alex Strouf, Kyle Wallace 10-event decathlon. One of the things on this contract that I'm holding that I'll pass out is complaining is allowed, but will be used as content against you. It's exactly what I did to Kyle in the break, who's like, well, what about,
You know,
wow.
I'm not gonna let you assassinate my character for
That is what I heard.
purposes.
Wow.
That's not what happened. I have a very important date coming up this year, and the last thing I want to do is have a busted lip like Ben.
I didn't. I didn't get hurt before the wedding.
Did he not bust his lip up like 4 weeks or 6 weeks before the wedding?
6 weeks. It healed up fine. It's all good.
Yeah,
but that's a contact sport. You're not going to be playing anything with contact.
I don't want to get nothing injured or hurt.
I had ice hockey, like a skate, like an ice skating thing, and I was like, blades and Strouf and falling. I was like, that one's out. This is the legally questionable decathlon agreement. This binding-ish agreement is entering Alex Strouf and Kyle Wallace of ESPN Wisconsin's Kyle, Brust Nortman. Both parties agree to compete in a 10-event decathlon.
Whoa. This is malarkey.
Terms.
This is
number one.
Are you calling into question the legality of this?
Here he goes, already complaining, backing out. You must compete in all events. No backing out, no disappearances. Events may include athletic feats, mental tests, and mild public embarrassment. Trash talk is mandatory. Crying is optional. That will be replayed on air. Complaining is allowed, Kyle, but we will be using it against you. Kyle Wallace specifically agrees not to claim he basically won unless he actually wins.
I don't like that one.
The winner earns eternal bragging rights, loser, whatever. This one is just, so please sign, date, and the next steps will be...
So Strouf could say he basically won?
Yeah, because then we can...
not in the fine print.
I mean, we rip on him when he does that. You sound desperate when you do that. He sounds desperate in a funny way.
I don't mind doing this.
The goal here is we will announce all 10 events by the end of the week. We will have the dates set for all events by the end of the week. Anything else I'm missing, Brad?
Do I get paid if I win? So. What do I get? What's the reward? What's the payout?
Right. So you just bragging rights is in the contract.
Bragging rights. But there's no I just.
Oh my God!
Don't this is what I gotta take this to my attorney.
You don't have.
I gotta take this to my attorney first. This is what I'm gonna say. Thank goodness I asked the question.
Here comes the chicken.
No. There's no bragging rights in beating Strouf. I need money. If Strouf wins, he gets bragging rights. If I win, I get a dinner.
Here's what's sad.
I get a dinner.
Kyle is scared of losing to me.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I need dinner. Agree to a dinner for me. You pay for my dinner, you get bragging rights.
This should be like a 1 seed versus a 16 seed.
Yeah, no,
this
is UMBC versus Virginia.
You just advance to dodge humiliation.
Well, you never know what can happen. The games y'all may pick, he might be good at.
There's 3 that you pick, 3 that Strouf picks, 4 in which he's not good. You said he's not good at anything 5 times
you
today.
literally said if he didn't have a voice, he would have nothing to offer.
He'd have no worth.
Strouf, you want to put a dinner on that? Put me a chicken dinner on that then.
Notice how he's saying I need to owe him a dinner, but all I get is bragging rights.
Yeah, I mean,
bragging rights for you would go a long way.
It would go a long way.
I'm actually Team Kyle. You shouldn't actually get anything other than bragging rights.
There should be odds then. Like Strouf, you should get Kyle a $10 dinner, but if you lose Kyle, you should give Strouf $100.
Where are you getting dinner for $10 in 2026, Brad?
Kyle likes some BOGOs.
Yeah,
I do got me my BOGO yesterday.
Get you a sub sandwich, maybe.
He gets bragging rights. His bragging rights is well worth more than $100.
I think I'll give you odds.
I'll give you 10 Palermo's pizzas.
You got yourself a goddamn deal. Where's the paper at?
Brad, give me yours.
Add in the contract. Strouf, edit the contract.
I will add an amendment.
Add the amendment.
You have to see it in ink.
Paper amendment. Now that's what we're talking about.
10 Palermo's pizzas of Kyle's choice.
Hey Benny, slow down. Benny, can I also get?
No, hell no. You get bragging rights.
I'll get you some protein shakes.
Yeah. Creatine.
I don't understand why he gets a prize.
Because if you win, you don't understand how big this could be for you, considering how embarrassing you've been the last year.
Your brand
is shot.
I understand that.
Yeah, I would be the person that lost to the person that can't bench 95 pounds.
But again, I understand that.
What do I win?
You win bragging rights.
Dude, there's nothing to brag about you. You know how ridiculous? I just talked about how I hit it 225 yards and people laughed at me. Now imagine me talking about I beat you. Everybody would laugh at me even more.
All right, I've added the
amendment.
10 Palermo's to Kyle if he wins, just so he stops complaining and signs this.
Yeah, sounds like great. Strouf, make sure you get the. This is the
official copy.
This is the official copy.
Yep. You're licking the pen
to make sure you had to make sure it's good.
Kyle's a fraud. All talk. We're going to see about that
3rd of March.
2026, baby. Signed, sealed, and delivered. Give my 10 Palermo's pizzas.
That's basically
gotta win.
That's basically saying you've already won. That's part of the contract.
You gave me motivation now. I got a bachelor party. I would love for Palermo to sponsor it. I'm going to say
You already have them at the wedding stop reaching.
Mm-hmm. No,
I've already sponsored. This is already sponsored somehow by Palermo.
Yeah. Woo!
Little do they know.
Can't wait.
We'll even Strouf. We'll give you
No, we already signed the agreement. Strouf don't get nothing. He get bragging rights.
I'm saying just for completing 10 events, which is going to be really hard for him, like a carbless.
Oh yeah.
Afterwards. Brad will
I'll get you a case of carbless if you win.
No, I'm saying just for competing all through 10 events. That's fair. Him getting through 10 things is like lifting 135 pounds, which you can't do.
Strouf wasn't terrible at bowling.
Here's my favorite part. KBN Nation's all behind me.
Good.
I got nothing to lose here.
800-990-3776. Are you Team Strouf or Team Kyle in the Kyle Strouf 10-event decathlon?
Now I haven't made myself sound like a whiny little you-know-what
Well,
the
that's
last
the thing.
10 minutes.
So Kyle's in control
He's really
of
good
3.
at that.
Strouf's in control of 3. KBN Nation.
We have a lot of power.
We have a lot of power.
Yes,
We could
KBN
stack
Nation,
this
Brad
deck.
and Ben.
We could stack this deck in a certain way.
Stack it however you want.
Oh.
Stack it however you want.
Okay.
I don't worry about it. Go ahead. Do whatever y'all want to do.
Strouf, what are you best at?
Oh, I've got a few ideas, but I'm not revealing until the official
No, I'm
selection
telling you,
show.
I'm using one of my selections to stack the deck against Kyle.
We'll connect offline.
All right, sounds good.
Oh, no. Put it on there with me. Connect offline. What you scared of?
It's called strategy, Kyle.
No, strategy. You don't need to. Oh, my gosh. Strategy. Why don't you say what
Bro,
it is?
you said he sucks at everything he does in life. It's probably good he has a strategy.
You going to say, let's play chess or checkers.
That wouldn't work well in my favor.
Let's see who can do a puzzle fastest.
That I'm good at.
Yeah, I can do puzzles. A spelling bee. I want to know how to spell. That's where I'll beat him at. Come on,
I could do a spelling bee.
Yeah, of course you can do a spelling bee. You can do all the mental stuff. Physical stuff is a wrap.
So if Kyle wins, he will not say anything?
I don't know if that was in the contract or not. Listen, I needed a reason why. Before I didn't have a reason why. Now
10 pizzas.
It changed my whole mentality.
10 pizzas.
Whoa! Oh
a
yeah.
feast.
Oh wow! I get to beat Strouf. Ooh no! 10 pizzas. Wait a minute now. We getting 10 pizzas.
Kyle and 6 from Luis.
That's sir.
Oh.
And 6. It's more like Kyle and 9. He gonna get one.
All it would take is 6 events for you to get the victory. I believe that's what Luis is saying.
But we're gonna go through all 10 of the events.
Some confidence.
It's like when you already have to win.
You got to sweep him.
Yeah. Well, the only thing he might get the spelling bee. He can have the spelling.
We don't know if spelling bee's in there.
No, he's gonna do spelling bee.
There's been a lot floated now, Kyle.
This nerd. He gonna get spelling bee.
Official.
I ain't worried about that.
Well, we'll see what Brian Bulaga's got as an idea. He's part of KBN Nation. But first, Brad, maybe both of these two should go change their lives so they can walk around Disney World or do a decathlon healthily.
I tell you what, I'm going to be reading about the testimony of Kyle and Strouf next, because if they're going to be feeling best for their decathlon, they better go visit QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is going to get them feeling their tip-top shape, and their testimony is going to be the next one on air. Whoever wins, oh boy, they're going to be saying, thank you, QC Kinetics, for making sure my joints are all where they need to be. And guess what? If you're feeling pain in your knees, your hips, your shoulders, or your back, whatever it's from, long-term injury, arthritis, QC Kinetics is here in the Milwaukee area for you. They're the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, meaning they utilize cellular treatments to take away that pain, lower inflammation, give you all the life you need to be able to live a pain-free life. So whether the testimony is Kyle and Strouf here, or people that are living their life anew, QC Kinetics is the thing. Give them a call now, 414-240-2298, 414-240-2298, 414-240-2298.
Cameron chimes in on the Carbless Talking text line. Got me thinking about the Billy Madison academic decathlon, the puppy who lost his way. Makes me think of in the academic decathlon in home ed class, I think we're judges. We get a panel of 5 judges. They cook their best meal.
Yes.
Oh, baby.
That is so good.
I know.
That is so
Kyle's already down one.
So good.
Look, he's nervous. Look at him be nervous. Brian Bulaga joins us
I need to know
next.
the rules.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
And that Alex Strouf, you look like you had something to say.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. The Brew Crew are back on March 26th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they open up the season against the Chicago White Sox.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh my goodness, third deck.
Brewers opening day is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in March 26th at 1:10 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Look, it's Jake from our store in Kenosha.
Hi, Monica. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Rick.
Your email said you had a big surprise.
Look and tell me what you see.
Wow, I see 9 perfect examples of the classic diamond solitaire engagement ring.
They're gorgeous.
These rings are exactly what people imagine when they hear the words engagement ring.
Monica, do you think it will always be like that?
Evermore.
That long?
And each of these is 3/4 of a carat.
$998.
Unbelievable. So how much do we sell them for?
That is how much we sell them for.
Can we do that?
We're the largest employee-owned jewelry company in America, Rick. We can do anything we want.
But for how long?
Evermore.
People can choose any of the 9 most popular style solitaires, 3/4 of a carat, and each of them was created in the heart of a miniature star.
5 different diamond shapes, 2 colors of gold. Evermore, just $998.
Or $14.98 with 1 carat diamond center with diamonds on the side.
Learn more at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Elevate your game day gear or any outfit with official merchandise from the Milwaukee Bucks Pro Shop. From authentic jerseys to exclusive apparel and accessories, the Bucks Pro Shop has everything you need to showcase your fandom wherever you go. Cheer the Deer to victory with authentic Milwaukee Bucks items. Visit us at the Bucks Pro Shop at Fiserv Forum or Bayshore Mall, or shop online at shop.bucks.com.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org.
With your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, I'm Will Summers. This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Platteville Junior Grant Poppy. Poppy powered the Hillmen to a regional championship, leading Platteville to 3 postseason victories last week. He opened the playoffs with 12 points and 6 rebounds in a 76-66 win over River Valley. He followed that with a dominant 21-point, 14-rebound effort in a 71-50 win over Mauston. Then capped the title run with 27 points and 12 rebounds in a 72-61 regional final victory over Lodi. Earlier this season, Poppy also reached the 1,000-point career milestone as just a junior, cementing his place among the program's all-time leading scorers. Congratulations to Grant Poppy, your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
At Saturn Lounge, we know. If your marketing actually worked, you would know. Your website would perform. Your storytelling would inspire. Your campaigns would deliver leads that become sales. You wouldn't need a report to tell you. Visit SaturnLounge.com today. When marketing works, it shows.
Seriously injured? Make one call. That's all.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
For the Homer Hour, we're always joined by Brian Bulaga, who's part of that show from 5 to 6 coming up on 94.5 ESPN. It's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Brian, welcome into the show.
How we doing?
Doing great. We've come up with a decathlon between Kyle Wallace and Alex Strouf. Strouf gets to pick 3 events. Kyle picks 3 events. Brad and I pick 2. KBN Nation picks 2. You are part of KBN Nation, so as we are trying to create a fun decathlon, some that I'm liking are 100-meter freestyle. Strouf likes darts. It could be anything. What would you think would be good to add to this not potential, it's signed. We have a signed contract. What would you add to this?
Oh, that's a good question. What I always like doing, especially during training camp, it was always at that little bar right on the corner by St. Norbert's by the dorm. I think it was at the Abbey, I think is what it was called. Shuffleboard is what we always did. Little, spirit of competition while you're, maybe having a few pops, a little shuffleboard. That to me was always fun. I think that's a great game to play. Brings out some good competition. It's a game of skill, and and strategery. I think it's a good one, at least for me.
Now,
we're doing bar games.
This is where it all comes full circle. We started the show with Alex Strouf and I on a draft show in the 2023 draft of the NFL draft, and we're talking about how we should have taken Jackson Smith and Jigba or Gonzalez, right? Afterward, I stay back with Strouf and have a beer with him, and we play shuffleboard. And who won?
Did you wax his behind?
Strouf cooked me.
Oh,
Strouf cooked me in shuffleboard. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Strouf's got a little secret bar.
Yeah, all he did was spend time at the bar. Of course, he'd be okay at bar games.
Okay, so me and Strouf are going to be in bars. That's where he's going to get me. That's hilarious.
Yeah, he's
great
probably
game.
really good at bar games. Probably really good at bar games would be my guess. That is Strouf's. To me, if you'd see Strouf, he'd be bellied up to the bar. He goes, "Hey, you want to play some darts or you want to play shuffleboard?" No, I don't. Yeah. Absolutely not. Especially not for money, because I know you're probably really good at this. You're probably very good at this. So that doesn't shock me much.
Doesn't have much of a belly, but I still get the visual.
No, that's true. He does not have a belly at all.
Brian, DeMarcus Covington changed, or his role has been altered or shifted or whatever else in the Green Bay Packers coaching staff. Outside linebackers coach now added to it, indicating seemingly they're going to go from a 4-3 to a 3-4. As a player, especially a guy in the trenches, how big of a deal is a switch in scheme like that from one season to the next?
Well, we saw how big of a deal it was when they went from Barry to Halfley, right? It was a big switch. Some guys fit it, some guys didn't. And now you're kind of going back to it. And we'll see if guys are able to make a switch and make it good, right off the jump year one. Now, I understand, and this is what Goody said in his press conference, and this is probably what Matt will say whenever he talks, that it's a nickel league, right? It's sub packages, it's 4 down, it's 4, what do they say? It's a 4-2 mostly. Well, that's great, but you got to have a base package. What is your base defense? That's the first thing that goes in during install and training camp and OTAs is what's the base package? And if you're changing back from a 4-down front now to a 3-down front and stand-up backers, that's a change in philosophy for guys and what they were asked to do and kind of their mentality and gap coverages, and especially for the linebackers too, the 2 inside guys. That's a big change. Listen, I don't really. I have nothing against the 3-down scheme. I always just prefer the 4-down scheme that Halfley ran. I think it allows guys to play more freely. I think it cuts guys loose. But it all depends on the offense you're playing that week and what they're really good at, right? And that will be your base personnel most of the time. Whether that's nickel personnel, right? If they're a team that always has 3 wide receivers on the field, or if you're playing a team like now the Seahawks that run the football a lot, you'll be in base or some variation of that, whether he plays just straight 5 down, like a 5-2 kind of look, or if it is actually 3-4. I don't know. But it changes things, and it's how quickly guys can learn it and adapt in OTAs. And that's really what it comes down to. And, am I completely sold on it? No, because I really like the way a lot of these guys play in a 4-down front and kind of the mentality, but I'm not going to knock, this iteration of it, right? This 3-down iteration of it and what Gannon's bringing and until we see how it performs, right? You can't knock it till you see it. It worked really well for them in Philly, and their defense did a really nice job against us in Arizona. If we remember that game, they did a nice job against us. So, we'll just have to wait and see how it turns out, but it's certainly going to be an adjustment for the guys when they come back for OTAs.
Brian, how do the Green Bay Packers, or I should ask you, how can these veterans that the Green Bay Packers got, that infusion of these veterans, how can this positively impact the team next season?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always good to have some veteran guys thrown into what we call the youngest team in the league year after year, right? I think this will be positive. I think you bring in some guys that have, you don't want to say, been there and won Super Bowls or been to NFC championships or things like that, but guys that have been through ups and downs, and they understand what's good and what's bad, where a lot of these guys have just been in one place. In Green Bay, let's call it what it is. It's been pretty good for most of their tenure there, right? Like, we'll just call it what it is. So they get guys now coming in that have different experiences, different levels of experience too, playing. They've seen a lot more things than a lot of these guys have. So hopefully they're able to pass some of that knowledge to these guys now and maybe give them a little more experience mentally when we get into some of these bigger situations towards the end of the season.
Well, Brian, I look forward to hearing you on my ride home with Homer. We appreciate the time on the Yuengling guest hotline.
Yeah, I'm also disappointed we didn't want to talk about Iowa basketball, but that's okay. We can save that for later.
We will. Ouch. As you heard from Homer, you will. Coming up next on 94.5 ESPN, YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, the ESPN Wisconsin app is the Homer Hour with Brian Bulaga. We'll get this decathlon straightened out with you tomorrow. Next.
We've got an accident northbound 4394. Basically, it's just north of National Avenue and blocking the left lane. So delays coming up from Lincoln all the way to that point. More delays from about Kilbourne on 43 North.